Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It is a 90-degree October day here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Perfect day for baseball. Today's the type of day you want to go indoors, cool down a bit. Yankees hoping to cool down the Tampa Bay Rays on this final game of the regular season. As today, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the final game of a 3-game set and the final game of a 162-game season here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay. Well, we don't know when the playoffs begin yet for the Yankees. We know they're going, but they have to wait to see who they're going to be playing, and the Tigers and the Twins are still battling it out. When they find out who they're playing, they have an hour after that time to make a choice. Do they want ALDS-A, which would be 3 days off during that series, or ALDS-B, which would only be 2 games off during that series? So let me put the question to you, David. If you're the New York Yankees, does it matter who you play? Which one do you want?
It's like an SAT test. I've been up studying all night, these formats. I tell you what, I like the opportunity for the Yankees to only use 3 starters. Obviously, Jabba Chamberlain struggled. Maybe we'll see him in the bullpen today. That's an option for the Yankees, but Jabba in the pen, go with your 3 best starters. I don't care who you play. I'm taking A, behind door number A.
Well, I'll go to Carroll, Maryland, and find out. But if you do take the 3 days off, it also opens the Yankees bullpen. Now, let's see who the Yankees might play. First of all, they might play the Tigers, and they won 5 out of the 6 games, David. How do they match up against Detroit?
Well, they match up well against both teams. Detroit will scare you a little bit because of their power pitching and the guy named Verlander. He's the guy that scares everybody. He can beat anybody on any given day in a short series. If he pitches twice, you know, it's trouble. You might lose 2 games and then you're stuck. As far as the Twins go, Michael, I think one of the biggest mismatches in this postseason is the Twins pitching staff against the Yankees offensive lineup. In my opinion, I think the Yankees would be better off facing the Twins. I'm not sure that Joe Girardi feels that way. I know other people in the organization that do, though.
And also, the Twins do have a very pesky lineup, so you can't sell them that short. Let's look at today's New York Lottery pitching matchup. A.J. Burnett goes for the Yankees 12-9, 4.10. Wade Davis will go for the Rays 2-1 with a 3.45. For A.J. Burnett, it's a tune-up. Obviously, he wants to pitch well, go into the postseason with a good feeling. He could start game 2, he could start game 3. Whenever he starts, it's going to be big. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on Yes.
American workers have served their country well. They've built our cities, power plants, ships. Now, many are discovering that they gave their lives. If you or a loved one suffers with mesothelioma or lung cancer, you can fight back. Levy Phillips in Koningsberg is a pioneer in asbestos litigation, winning some of the largest verdicts in the country. Levy Phillips in Koningsberg. You can fight back. We can help.
There's no better time to buy or lease a new Toyota at Westchester Toyota. Right now, lease a 2010 Camry for only $199 per month with 0 down. Just sign and drive. Or a 2010 Corolla for only $169 per month with 0 down. Just sign and drive. Have a trade? Push it, pull it, or tow it. You'll get $3,000. 0 down leases and $3,000 for your trade are just a few reasons to choose
Westchester Toyota, the home of the low price guarantee.
Hassett Automotive features top quality pre-owned vehicles like this loaded 09 Ford Mustang for only $18,995. Or this must-see 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis LS for only $69,995. Check out this spacious 09 Ford E250 cargo van for only $18,995. And this like new 08 Subaru Forester X for only $16,995. Visit HassettAutomotive.com or call 516-785-7800 for more information. Hassett has it. Hassett has it all.
Derek Jeter is the all-time hit king, and that has inspired the perfect collectible. Just released is the Derek Jeter All-Time Hit King Photo and Game Used Ball Photo Set. This All-Time Hit King photo has the photo of the historic hit, a historical plaque that tells of the historic hit, and a piece of the authenticated game-used baseball from a Yankees game. The photo is double-matted and professionally framed and individually numbered. This historic Yankee Hit King photo can be purchased for only $89.95 plus shipping. There are only 2,009 available, so order now.
It's not the new Lexus. It's not the new BMW. It's not the new Audi. What it is impossible to resist. The new 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. It's the new class of world class.
Make plans for the 2009 postseason and host your group in a Yankee Stadium suite. Join in the excitement as the Yankees continue their quest for a 27th World Championship. Suites are the perfect venue to entertain business associates, family, and friends. Sizes range from 12 to 60 guests, and all suites feature an all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage package. Reserve your suite today for the 2009 postseason. Availability is very limited. Call 646-977-8900 or email suites@yankees.com.
New York Yankees Baseball on Gas is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by WB Mason for office supplies at amazingly low prices. Who but WB Mason? Well, it started in February, and now the season ends here in the first weekend of October. The regular season, that is. The Rays go home after this game. The Yankees will go to the playoffs, and we're just waiting to see who they're going to play. So the Yankees against the Rays in game 162 of this marathon season. 6 months, 162 games, 18 days off, and it is a real test. It's probably the greatest test of a regular season champion in any of the major sports. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees starting lineup that's going to face Wade Davis and the Rays. Yankees come in with 102 victories, and they'll lead off their shortstop and the captain, Derek Jeter. Batting second, playing left field, Johnny Damon. Mark Teixeira's at first base, he'll hit third. Cleaning up and playing third base is Alex Rodriguez. Batting fifth and DHing, Hideki Matsui. Nick Swisher's in right field, he'll bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing second base, Robinson Cano. He has been on fire since the All-Star break. Melky Cabrera in center will bat eighth, and batting ninth and catching today is Jose Molina. Jorge Posada is acting as the manager today. Joe Girardi said he was going to give him the opportunity to do that, and Jorge does bring out the lineup card to the umpires. And Joe Torre started that when he was the manager. Last game, he'd have one of the veterans be the manager. Remember, Ruben Sierra did it 1 year. Mike Messina did it 1 year as well. And Jorge's telling Joe Girardi what the umpires were saying. So he will act as the manager today. Wade Davis is taking his warm-up tosses, and the youngster has good stuff. Let's take a look at his numbers.
Yeah, he is a top prospect, and they've been waiting on him. He's got 5 starts this year, 2-1. He's been impressive so far. Good ERA, 31 strikeouts in 31 and a third innings. And the Jeep Pitcher Scout Report, indeed, he is one of their best prospects. He was drafted in the 3rd round of 04 out of high school, 23-year-old. He was 10-8 in AAA this year with a 3.40 ERA, 140 Ks and 158 2/3 innings. Uncle Charlie, he's had the best curveball in the Rays organization for the last 2 years. Good fastball, but a really good curveball, his best pitch. And after Uncle Charlie comes cousin Jody Davis. Remember Jody Davis, the Cubs catcher that Harry Carey, the famous late Harry Carey, had so much fun with that name. It's the second cousin of Jody Davis. So Wade Davis, Jody Davis. We're going to see some Uncle Charlies. And this is the future for the Rays.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense, which will be behind Jody Davis's cousin. It's brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. In the outfield, Kapler, Upton, and Gross. That's left to right. Infield, Longoria, Brignac, Zobrist, and Abar, third to first. Zahn behind the plate, and Wade Davis is on the mound. Yankees got a little motivation before the game. Principal owner George Steinbrenner was in the clubhouse talking to the team. And Detroit, I guess, has some motivation today. 3-0, they lead the White Sox early. Derek Jeter's ready, Wade Davis is ready, and let's do it here at the Trop. And the first pitch is outside. We're underway. Derek's had a good season, .333, which is good for third in the American League, behind Mauer and Ichiro. And the 1-0. Strike. So the Tigers have that 3-0 lead, and they have Justin Verlander on the mound, so that has to feel good for them. Verlander's been a stud for them. And we'll watch that game and also the Twins game very closely. There's a strike. Obviously, both of those games have a huge bearing on the Yankees because the winner in that battle in the Central will play the Yankees in the first round of the playoffs. Grounded slowly to third. Barehanded by Longoria. It's a base hit for Jeter. That's his 53rd hit in the first inning. So the experiment of having Jeter lead off, it's worked.
Well, it really has. And Longoria, the best in the league at this play, he's really got no chance. Put it in your hip pocket. Jeter down the line still very well. For a right-handed batter, he gets out of the box very well. Head down, right through the bag. No real play.
So Jeter's on first, held there by Willie Ibar. And here's Johnny Damon. Pitch outside. Johnny has not had a home run in 91 at-bats. He's been stuck at a career-tying 24 for 91 at-bats. Has 23 home runs in 163 games against Tampa Bay. Johnny 3 hits in his last 29 at-bats. He's at .280. Popped up. Longoria. 1 out. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. That's going to bring up Mark Teixeira, leading the American League in home runs and RBIs, actually tied with Carlos Pena with 39 home runs. And the Rays seem intent on keeping him in the ballpark this weekend to at least give Pena, who's out with an injury, a share of the AL home run title. There's a strike. Extreme shift on for Teixeira. Longoria, the third baseman, is shading up the middle where a shortstop would play, so almost the entire left side of the infield open for Teixeira, batting from the left side. If Jeter could steal second and do the pop-up, he can go to third, especially if they don't throw through, because he'd be in a foot race with Evan Longoria. Count 1-1.
Looks like Jeter's playing it conservatively over first, a short lead. I think you're right, though, Michael. That would be an interesting play. See a foot race to third with this power shift on Teixeira, who's seen this a lot this year.
Popped up. Zahn near the Yankee dugout, and he flips into the Yankee dugout. The ball went on the roof.
Full speed. Gets a little help. Swisher and Damon. Little eye wash right there, Michael.
Yeah, you think so?
A little eye wash. He wants to come back next year. Veteran catcher.
One, two. I mean, that ball wasn't even close to being caught. It was on the roof of the dugout.
I do not know where that expression came from, eye wash, but I love it. Lee May gave it to me, and it refers to maybe a little false hustle. jokingly.
Two fouled away. Well, they got Zahn in August, and he has come out and said he wants to stay. He has an option next year for $2 million. Maybe that little flip helped them make their mind up.
The crowd liked it.
The Rays have not played these games at all as if they meant nothing to them. They've played these games hard, and they've been trying to win. They've won the first two. 2-2. High fly ball, shallow center. And B.J. Upton makes the play for the second out. Check out the umpires in today's game. Rob Drake is behind the plate. Kerwin Danley is over at first. The crew chief, Wally Bell, is at second. And Brian Runge is over at third. Here's Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez met with the media today in the Yankee dugout a couple of hours before the game. And he was very open. He said, from where I came, the embarrassment of spring training and having that press conference and then lying in a hospital room in Colorado wondering about my career. He said, to the season I've had, he said, I just consider myself very, very lucky right now. He says, and there's no pressure on me. He said, because this is playing with the house's money this year. The 0-1. And it started on May 8th when he came back after missing 28 games. And the first pitch he saw from Jeremy Guthrie, he hit for a home run. A very dramatic start to his 2009 season. And he said from that point on, this season's been a lot of fun. He said, not just for me, but for the whole team. Up to that point, they were 13-15. They're 89-44 since he's come back. The 1-1. Strike. Wade Davis, 24 years old, from Lake Wales, Florida. And he is projected to be in the starting rotation next year.
Throwing the ball very well so far. You can tell he's got a power fastball up to 94 miles an hour. We haven't seen that Uncle Charlie that I referred to in the scouting report as of yet.
1-2. Just missed.
You can tell he's got some life. This ball just explodes right there. You can see Zahn trying to turn it in just a little bit with the glove to frame it, but just off the inside corner.
Runner goes, and a base hit. The second baseman, Zobrist, went to cover, and Arod hit it right through. Snap throw back to first, and Arod gets back. So first and third, 2 outs for Matsui.
Oh, indeed, he gets a slider, a hanging slider. Middle away at best. Arod almost an emergency hack. Just protecting, shoots it through the right side. You know, that's the improvement we've seen with Arod, as Jeter's easily into third. Shortened up his stride. Kevin Long, the hitting coach, has worked with him. Look at that, almost no stride on that swing. Protecting with 2 strikes. Less strikeouts for Arod this year. More swings like that, especially deep in the count. It's really paid off for him. Kevin Long, the hitting coach right there. About the middle of the season, a little bit after, they started working with shortening his leg kick, especially when he gets down in the count.
Matsui pops one up the left field. The catch is made, but that's going to be catcher's interference. because Matsui hit either the glove or the mask of Greg Zahn, so he's going to take first base. That's going to load the bases. Knocked the glove right off.
Zahn really up, as you see Matsui all the way back, and Zahn cheating kind of up in the catcher's box. No doubt about that.
It got our band all excited. They started to play the song to take us in the break, but they had to stop. So let the guys take a breath. Still have some time to go.
And the band played on.
Yeah. Here's Nick Swisher. Up and in.
See Zahn setting up and in. And it was up and in. Swisher with a little walk in the park and back in the box.
He might look at Greg Zahn, said top you. The 1-0. And there's a strike, 1-1.
If you remember early in the year here in Tampa, when Matt Garza, the starter for the Rays, drilled Swisher. And then the next at bat, Swisher took him deep, and it was a defining moment early in the season for Nick Swisher. From that point on, really established himself in the Yankee lineup.
Popped up behind the plate and out of play.
I think Swisher earned a lot of respect that particular day.
Let's take a look at the scouting report on Nick Swisher, brought to you by Fox News.
Well, Nick Swisher's been an important part of this lineup. He gets a look. He averages 4.25 pitches per plate appearance. That's second in the AL to Youkilis in Boston, who gets 4.41 pitches per plate appearance. And he covers the spread. He's homered on every count, every possible count, 12 different counts. He's got a home run on every count. The only player in the major leagues to do it. And, of course, he lights it up. That personality, the boombox, exuberant personality, a welcome addition this year for the Yankees.
Check swing. Did he go? No, said Brian Runge. And he was right. He did hold up. Bases loaded. Just underway here at the Trop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jeter's at third. Rodriguez at second. And Matsui is at first. Alex was talking about how circular the lineup is. He said, and then you have Nick Swisher. He said, I think he's gone to a 3-2 count 1 billion times this year. So now it's 1 billion 1 at 3-2. The runners will go. Robinson Cano waits on deck. Runners go, 3-2. Grounded sharply to first. Grabbed there by Ibar. He'll step on the bag, and Davis works into and out of trouble here in the first. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Yankees nothing, and the Rays coming to bat.
Excuse me, coming through.
And you are?
I am an HD Pixel, and I'm here to work for the finest HD Pixels around.
Where did you used to work?
The phone company.
What happened?
Oh, ever seen how angry people get when their first bill arrives?
Man, I am glad I'm pink.
Mm-hmm.
Safari!
IOTV, now with over 100 HD channels. IOTV brings you an extraordinary HD experience free.
So just sign right here, Mr. Manning, and you'll be off in your new Toyota.
Sweet.
Could I get a quick picture?
Come on, get in here.
Oh, thank you.
I got it. All right.
Okay, thanks. Son of a...
It's a great time to sign. Because right now at your Toyota dealer, you can get a $189 a month lease on a 2010 Camry. Toyota, official vehicle of the New York Giants.
So A.J. Burnett will make his final regular season start in 2009, his first year with the Yankees. Let's take a look at the Rays lineup that he's going to face. B.J. Upton in center field will lead off, batting second and playing shortstop, Reed Brignac. Evan Longoria at third base will bat third. Cleaning up and playing second base, the versatile Ben Zobrist. Last 6 games, 11 for 23. Willie Ibar's at first. Pat Burrell, the DH, will bat sixth. Batting seventh and catching, Greg Zahn. Gabe Gross in right field will bat eighth, and batting ninth and playing left field, Gabe Kapler.
A.J. Burnett's numbers on the year. Look at his numbers, and I compared them to last year, Michael, and they're actually not far off. The ERA is a little higher. Obviously, the walks are up compared to last year. A.J. Burnett had a career year last year. The Chief Pitcher Scouting Report, he bedevils the Rays. He's 3-0 this year against the Rays, looking to go 4-0 day and night. For the last 3 years during the daytime, A.J. Burnett is 11-11 record with a 5.29 ERA, and at nighttime, he's 29-16 with a 3.34 ERA. Day and night is a big difference, and welcome to the show. He's going to be in the postseason for the first time in his career. He's had 243 games started. That's the 5th highest amount for current players, pitchers that have not appeared in the postseason. So welcome to the show, AJ. You're going to get your taste of postseason in the Bronx. It'll be interesting to see how he responds.
And the top 4, having not been in the postseason with that many starts, Roy Halladay, Randy Wolf, who will make it, Jamie Wright, Brian Moeller. Upton can't hold up. The count 1-1. Well, perhaps a little bit of a tip on what's going to happen in the playoffs. A.J. Burnett is pitching to Jose Molina, not Jorge Posada. And I don't think it's far-fetched to extrapolate that out to the playoffs and say that if A.J. Burnett's going to start game 2, Jose Molina is going to be behind the plate.
Coming into this game, A.J. Burnett and Jose Molina have worked 10 games this year together, and the opposing hitters are hitting .212 batting average compared to Posada, who they've worked 16 times together, and their opposing average is .275. So I'm sure that's a big factor in Joe Girardi's decision-making.
All right, David, be honest. Does it make that much of a difference, or is it a mental thing?
Oh, it makes a difference. Absolutely, it makes a difference. Maybe it's overrated at times. Yes, it is very psychological at times, but it does make a difference.
3-2. And the general thought is you win in the postseason with pitching, so I guess you're trying to make your pitchers happy, and the Yankees are going to need A.J. Burnett to be living up to his electric stuff in order for them to win.
Well, that's the gamble you take. It's a very debatable point. You know, if Molina does catch Burnett and Posada's out of the lineup, you know, that's something very debatable.
Driven deep to center field. Cabrera back. He's on the track, and he makes the play up against the wall for the first out of the first.
You can see the way B.J. Upton's swinging the bat. He doesn't want the season to end. Unfortunately for him today, it does. That ball is smoked to dead center. Melky twisting and turning. Catches it almost with his back against the wall. But to finish that point, Michael, I think A.J. Burnett's such a strikeout type pitcher, a power guy, that if he can bring his A game and Molina helps him bring his A game, then he can dominate an opposing lineup. And that's the argument for Molina catching him. Now, the flip side, which I'm sure you'll cover, is how do you take Posada's bat out of the lineup? Very debatable.
Runs are at a premium in the postseason. You think you'd want every bat in there. And, you know, you look at Jose Molina, who obviously is a brilliant defensive catcher. He has 2 hits in his last 25 at-bats. He's hitting .216. Posada can hit home runs, drive-in runs, close to a .290 hitter. He's had a very good year. And let's say you are committed to Molina and Burnett. The 1-1. There's a strike. Well, let's play it out a little bit. If there's a 5th game, A.J. Burnett's going to start. That means that Jorge Posada, one of the leaders on your team, is not going to play the game that will decide whether your season ends or you move on. That's a tough call, man. And let's say the Yankees play the Tigers and it's all right-handed pitchers. I would assume that Girardi is not going to bench Matsui, so Posada's going to be the guy who's the odd man out.
In game 2, presuming that A.J. Burnett gets game 2, which is what I would do. I would start him at home at Yankee Stadium in game 2. Game 5 could be a different story. You could put Posada back in there for game 5. All bets are off in a game 5.
Nice play by Alex Rodriguez. 2 outs.
Ball's hit hard. Arod with a quick step and a stab and a good throw.
Take a look at the Yankees defense, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. In the outfield, Damon, Cabrera, and Swisher. That's left to right. In the infield, Arod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira, third to first. Molina behind the plate, Burnett on the mound. Evan Longoria takes a pitch inside, and Evan on this final homestand is really struggling. 2 hits in his last 21 at-bats. But he's had a good sophomore season. Nub foul. Well, you're talking about game 5, all bets are off. Now, if you're going to start Molina behind the plate in game 2 to make the pitcher comfortable, you'd think you really want to make him comfortable in game 5.
Well, if you get to a game 5 in the first round, then you've done something wrong. That means game 2 probably didn't go that well. You don't want to think about a game 5 in the first round. If you get there, then you've got problems.
Well, maybe he pitched great in game 2 and somebody else didn't pitch well, and that made them get to a game 5. I mean, there's so many different scenarios that could play out. But if you would have asked me 3 months ago when there was all that talk about Burnett not being comfortable with Posada, I never would have thought that Molina would get to start a game in the postseason. But it looks like it could happen. And I'm only saying that not because anybody's told us that. If he's starting today, they're setting him up to start in the postseason, not starting today for fun.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's reasonable to assume that. Obviously, that's what we do up here. Speculate, assume.
Strike.
A lot of times, you know what goes with assume.
Spell it out.
But it's a reasonable thing to talk about. It's a reasonable thing to look at. Some of the tough decisions that guy right there has to make.
3-2. Driven deep to left center field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for Evan Longoria. His 33rd of the year, and it's 1-0 Rays.
Well, one of the problems with A.J. Burnett has been home runs to right-handed batters, and on a 3-2 fastball, up and out over the plate, Evan Longoria launches it. A no-doubter.
.33 home runs and 113 runs batted in. Then Zobrist fouls it away. Burnett's throwing hard. 94 miles an hour. Longoria, of his 33 home runs, 7 of them have been against the Yankees. About 20%, over 20%. One. Driven out into left center field, giving chase. Melky Cabrera on the run. He can't get there, and it goes to the wall. Zobrist will stop at second with a double, and he will finish the season with an 8-game hitting streak.
Well, what a breakout year for Ben Zobrist. You can see A.J. trying to get the ball in, and it runs out towards the middle. Once again, the key for A.J. Burnett's this side of the plate, both away from righties and into lefties. When that ball drifts out over the middle, They can't bury that fastball in. This is what happens. It gets hit hard. And Zobrist, as we said, an incredible year with another double.
Hey, David, if you look at the first 4 batters, every single one has hit the ball on the screws. Here's Willie Ibar. And there's a strike. Grounded up the middle. Jeter with a tough hop. And he makes the play for the final out. But the Rays score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left. The 1 run came on this swing on a 3-2 pitch. Pitch up in the zone. 33rd home run for Longoria. He played 1. It's 1-0 Rays.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well read. Get started today by going to audible.com/TV to download a free audiobook of your choice. Choose from over 60,000 titles, including bestsellers in every genre, many read by the authors themselves or by famous actors. Then listen on your iPod or over 500 other devices.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Go to audible.com/TV now to download a free audiobook of your choice. Hurry, and you'll also receive a free subscription to the audio edition of the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. This offer won't last long, so log on to audible.com/TV right now.
A lot has changed.
Right.
So, you know each other?
Fast and Furious.
Now available on demand. Order this movie now in crystal clear HD with Fios on demand.
Well, the Yankees are heading into the ALDS, and Yes will be there every step of the way. Turn to Yes before and after every Yankees playoff game for in-depth, extended pre- and post-game coverage and analysis from the entire Yes Network team. So, for the best Bombers postseason coverage, turn to the home of the Yankees, the Yes Network. 1-0 Tampa Bay after that home run by Longoria. And Robinson Cano will lead off the second inning for the Yanks. 1-0. Any concern at all, David, that the Yankees might go into the playoffs with a losing streak? I know these games don't mean anything, but is there a aura about winning that you want to take into the postseason?
No, I don't. I think it's overrated, especially in this series. Playing against the Rays.
High drive, deep center, up and back, still back, and he makes the play on the warning track for the first out of the second.
Cano gave it a ride to the deepest part of the park. This ball's hit on the button. Right there. Robbie's watching it. The only problem with this is that's the wrong place to hit it in this ballpark. You got a little angle out there by the Sweet Bay sign. That's the deepest part of this park. And a very fast center fielder that's going to run it down.
There's a strike to Melky Cabrera. And another strike, 0-2. Davis working quickly in the count 1-2. After the game, the Yankees head home. They'll work out at the stadium on Tuesday. In all likelihood, they will start the postseason on Wednesday.
You know, to finish answering your question, Michael, no, I'm not worried about this series and losing streak. The Rays were last year's AL champion. They guaranteed a winning season again this year. Actually, Deanna Navarro gave his manager, Joe Madden, a pie in the face for that the other day after one of their wins. They guaranteed it. This series is much more important to the Rays than it is the Yankees. This is a trap game. Yesterday was a trap game. We saw Jeter in the first inning, stolen base opportunity, not taking it.
That one's popped up left side. Longoria, 2 outs.
Even though the Yankees have their A lineup in here, it's not their A attitude. They're not going full out. They're not going to steal bases. They're going to play it safe and conservatively, and that's why it's a trap game. You still want guys to get at bats. You still want guys to hit the ball hard. You want your pitchers to get your work in, but you're not going full out. That makes it a trap game.
Here's Jose Molina. And a strike. What a turnaround for these two teams. Yankees didn't make the playoffs last year. The home opener this year, Tampa Bay raised its American League Championship banner with the Yankees on the field. Now the Yankees are going to the playoffs and the Rays will go home. But it does tell you how far Tampa Bay has come, because coming into this game, they have 84 wins, and it's looked at as a miserable failure. And this is how it happened in the home opener with the Yankees here in front of a full house. The AL East Championship banner, then the American League Championship banner on April 13th. But 81 games later at home, it has not been good. Swing and a miss, and Molina down on strikes. As the Yankees are retired in order by Wade Davis. We go to the bottom of the second. Here in the Trop, it's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Fans become part of the winning team by joining the New York Yankees fan club. For just $35, you'll receive an official membership card, a New York Yankees inaugural season baseball, special ticket discounts, and other exclusive fan club items. To join, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com today.
What's this?
It's Sabra hummus. Try some.
It's really good. We got our Sabra. Beautiful sunset. It's like our own Mediterranean vacation.
Mom, Dad! Thought your parents were in the Mediterranean.
Is that my mug?
What mug?
Taste the Mediterranean without leaving home. Discover smooth, delicious Sabra hummus.
The Cadillac Autumn Celebration with the 2009 Cadillac CTS, the most acclaimed vehicle in its class over the past 2 years. Recipient of a 2009 Best Resale Value Award from Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com, and a 2009 Car and Driver 10 Best for the second year in a row. This isn't just a new season, it's a brand new day.
Visit CadillacTristate.com to find a dealer near you. Residency restrictions apply.
Hey, it's time for the Toyota Text Ball. Today's question is, who do you think will win the American League Central? We're going deep on that last question. You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here are your choices. Number 1, the Tigers. Number 2, the Twins. 3 would be other. I don't know, you really shouldn't pick 3. Who do you think is going to win? I think the Tigers will win. You got Verlander going for the Tigers. They're leading. And you got Pavano going for the Twins. And, you know, again, he's pitching on short rest. He hasn't done that in 5 years. So you'd have to say that the Tigers probably have a better chance. They're just underway in Minnesota.
Well, the Tigers have a better chance today, but if it goes to a playoff game, then Minnesota has the home field advantage at the Metrodome.
But if they have a better chance today, then they'll win.
Well, yeah, they can get it done today, but if it ties, if
yes,
if they both win today, it shifts back to Minnesota. So certainly Detroit with the advantage.
They had a shot at Jim Leyland yesterday after the game. He looks like he's aged about 40 years in the last month with them losing. I mean, he really looked tired, and, you know, there's just so much a manager can do. You know, we like to give the manager a lot of credit. We like to give him a lot of blame, but it's kind of somewhere in the middle. The players have to do their jobs. And you know Jim Leyland's a great manager, but it's got to be wearing on him.
Yeah, it's wearing, especially the last weekend. Actually, up until this last weekend, Detroit really didn't collapse. They actually played fairly decent. Minnesota's been smoking hot.
Chop towards short. Jeter with a big hop. Retires Pat Burrow, 1 away.
It's not like we're talking about a Mets-type collapse for Detroit. They actually, you know, until this last weekend where they could have taken care of business, they let it slip. But up until, you know, the last couple of weeks, they played fairly well. It's just Minnesota just chased them down.
Here's Greg's on. Swings at the first pitch and grounds it to Teixeira. 2 outs. Here's Gabe Gross. Gabe is finishing slowly. 3 for his last 37, so that's knocked his numbers down quite a bit. There's a ground ball to Cano. So an easy bounce back inning for A.J. Burnett. He retires 3 in a row. We have played 2 full. It's 1-0 Rays.
The Yankees are in the postseason, and that old playoff magic is back in the Bronx. This October, Yes has the best pre- and post-game coverage in the business, as our Emmy Award-winning team brings you the latest news before the first pitch and the post-game quotes after the final out. ALDS pre- and post-game coverage starts this week, right here on Yes.
With Capital One Bank's free checking with rewards, me and my mates earn rewards just for everyday banking. Like writing checks. And taking money out at the bank.
92, 31, 40.
Getting cash from the drive-thru earns us rewards. Our small business account earns us rewards too. It's free checking with rewards at Capital One Bank.
What's in your wallet?
What Bill Thompson offers is just talk, 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 and no action.
It's the same old kind of dirty politics.
Thompson was not able to handle the Board of Education.
Bill Thompson has a proven track record of failure when it comes to education.
With tough, independent leadership, Mike Bloomberg is reforming a broken school system, taking on the MTA, and is fighting to create jobs. So while Bill Thompson offers the same old political attacks, Mike Bloomberg offers progress.
When you look closely at the Mercedes-Benz GLK, when you study its engineering, its safety systems, and when you consider who will be riding with you, perhaps the question is not so much whether you can afford to drive a vehicle that is built this way, but whether you can afford not to. The GLK, the engineering of Mercedes-Benz, starting at $34,600.
We go to the 3rd inning on the Modell's scoreboard. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Modell's is the official sporting goods retailer of the New York Yankees. Infield single for Jeter leading off the first. Derek 14 for his last 29. And another base hit. You know, David, we have to put it into perspective. This guy came into this season, didn't have a great year last year. Everybody's predicting his demise. Everybody's saying he can't play shortstop anymore. And here he is. He's hitting over .335. He's in the conversation for the MVP. He's had his best season defensively in about 5 or 6 years. This guy deserves a lot of credit.
A lot of credit, really responding to batting leadoff for the Yankees this year. You know, we've talked about some of the moves, the defining moves the Yankees have made. Having this guy lead off in spring training early, Joe Girardi, maybe one of his best decisions.
There's a strike to Damon. Now, Derek doesn't like to talk about it, but he obviously did a lot of leg work during the offseason because he has much more lateral movement. He's had stolen bases. He steals at a great clip. He's over 30, and here he is with a .335 batting average. Rip foul. And then, of course, the crowning moment of his season, the base hit record for the New York Yankee franchise, passing Lou Gehrig. His teammates coming out, the celebration crowd giving him a huge hand, mom and dad. A love fest in the Bronx. Next stop, 3,000. That should come sometime early in 2011. VO2. Strike three. Damon down looking.
Johnny Damon does not agree. Zahn setting up off the plate. Look where the glove is. Off the plate, that ball shaves the line of the batter's box, clearly outside. That's a veteran catcher, sneaking off the plate, framing a pitch well and getting the call. Those are the type of things the veteran catchers do, Michael. That's what Molina does real well, of getting those kind of pitches for your pitcher.
Pitch to Mark Teixeira is low, 1-0. Teixeira with a fly ball, a shallow center in the first inning. He's 11 for his last 33. Nice first season here with the Yankees. After a miserable start in April, he's really turned it on. And he is also in the MVP discussion. Fouled away. I mean, Derek and Mark are in the discussion. And you can see Mark tied with Pena for the most home runs in the American League, but in all likelihood, it's going to be Joe Mauer of the Minnesota Twins. He has carried that team. They're in it to the last day with the team without Justin Morneau for a month. And he's hitting about 370 as a catcher, about to win his third batting title. A 1-1. 1-2. Now the ballots have to be in by tomorrow. You do not vote on any of these awards based on the postseason. So the writers have to have their ballots in the mail tonight. Postmarked tonight, and that's how they count the ballots for American League MVP, MVP in the other league, Cy Young's, Rookie of the Years. A 1-2. Swing and a miss by Teixeira. Tigers now take a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Pretty remarkable, Michael, when you think about Joe Mauer's year, that he missed the first month of the season. The fact that he is the favorite to win the MVP is truly remarkable.
Pitch to Arod. Outside. I read a story in the Times by respected writer Jack Curry. He interviewed Joe Mauer. It has to make Minnesota fans pretty scared. Mauer's going to be a free agent at the end of next year. And he said, there's nothing about hometown. I'd like to stay here. He said, but I've got to know that I have a chance every single year to win. He goes, I have to know that there's a commitment to winning. So that opens the doors for a lot of people if he actually hits the free agent market. That one's a fly ball to right. Gabe Gross makes the play, and that's going to do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Make plans for the 2009 postseason and host your group in a Yankee Stadium suite. Join in the excitement as the Yankees continue their quest for a 27th World Championship. Suites are the perfect venue to entertain business associates, family, and friends. Sizes range from 12 to 60 guests, and all suites feature an all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage package. Reserve your suite today for the 2009 postseason. Availability is very limited. Call 646-977-8900 or email suites@yankees.com.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Get to your Ford dealer today and lease a Ford Edge for $299 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
I have a 17-month-old son named Max, the light of my life.
I didn't want to be a mom. It took me 3 months to love him. I can't imagine my life without him.
I mean, your kids grow up and they start to mimic who you are and your values.
I would give up my career before the kids. Look around you. There's a million, billion children. They don't need me to reproduce.
I want to see my son be president.
Today, after the postgame, stick around for a special playoff preview edition of WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show. You get the skipper's take on the first round of the playoffs, and after, it's the Emmy-winning Yankees on deck. It all starts today after the postgame, only on Yes. Gabe Kapler will lead off against A.J. Burnett. Yankees have a load of pitchers they need to get in today, so you're going to see a lot of the guys in the bullpen. Java Chamberlain will pitch a little bit later on as well. Line drive, off the glove of Jeter, and it goes into left field. Looked like Derek just mistimed that one. And it was hit so shortly, we'll see how they score it.
Knuckleball. You see Jeter going like that, a little Tim Wakefield knuckleball. This ball is hit on the button. Jeter, a little sailing action to it. It almost had a little snake action on it. Jeter thought he had it, and it took off on him. He certainly could have jumped higher, although he would have needed to react very quickly.
Here's B.J. Upton. Pitch is low.
When you hit a line drive right on the button, it takes a lot of the spin off of the ball. You can get that snake action.
On our final Modell's scoreboard of the season, 1-0 Tampa Bay, and Modell's is the official sporting goods retailer of the New York Yankees. We should thank Mitchell Modell for sponsoring our third inning scoreboard all year. Thanks, Mitchell.
Mitch is a good guy. You know, I tell you what, the thing about Mitch, we were in Boston, Michael, together, and they were closing the bar. I tell you what, Mitch went back behind, got the keys, opened it back up, got us a drink. That's the kind of guy Mitch is.
Mitch makes things work. Inside, breaking ball, and Upton just gets out of the way.
You can tell B.J. Upton read fastball the whole way and said, it's coming at me, and it was a curveball that hung inside. That's why I love front door curveballs, Michael. Right-handers that could start it right at that right-handed batter.
And there's the strike.
Can be very effective pitch, especially in today's kind of dive and hook era. Everybody leans out over the plate nowadays with their style of hitting. You can start a breaking ball right at his right hip and break it over the inside corner. It can be a very effective pitch in today's game. You know, conversely, with AJ, he struggled against right-handed batters this year and flipped them away. Right-handed batters have hit 278 off of him with 13 home runs. Lefties only 216 and 11 home runs. Very unusual for a power right-handed pitcher with as good a breaking ball as A.J. Burnett.
Never say die, Twins. 3-0, bottom of the first inning. What a race. It's the last race in baseball. Runner goes, and it's a walk. Dodgers clinched the West last night against the Rockies. And now it comes down to the Twins and the Tigers. So first and second, nobody out, and that'll bring up Reed Brignac. Count 1-0.
I think I could hear cameramen shuffling, guys that are waiting on that score. Got Jack hanging around today. Oh, a great cameraman over here. Hey, Jack. He's on the phone with the travel agent trying to figure it out. Where am I going? Oh, yeah, okay. Could be a different phone call.
Fouled away.
That's one of the things ball players never see, Michael, is the behind-the-scenes maneuvering that goes on, especially in a situation like this. And nobody knows where to go. Is it going to be a playoff game? Who are the Yankees playing?
Now the Twins have jumped ahead to a 4-0 lead. Fly ball left center. Melky Cabrera makes the catch. 1 out. That's going to bring up Evan Longoria.
Hey, who's our director today, Michael?
Our director is John Moore.
Are you sure?
I'm quite positive. You had him directing the other game and he wasn't even here, so that's how powerful he is.
I'm not so sure. I got to go down there. I got to go down there and check.
And our producer is Kevin Smolin. Or as Paul O'Neill would say, Kevin Schmolin.
Schmolin. Hey, Schmolzy.
And John Schmaltz.
Schmolzy.
First and second, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Foul back. Longoria has a pretty long swing, David. How would you pitch to him?
Well, I think you have to test him in. Any power right-handed guy that likes to get his arms extended, you've got to find out what he's going to do with the ball inside. And not just inside to push him off, but you got to be able to prove you can hit that inside corner with strikes in order to try to get him to chase your breaking ball.
Snap throw to first. Upton gets back.
One of the problems for A.J. Burnett is controlling the outside corner to right-handed batters this year. Right-handed batters pull the ball off of him this year. They're hitting .500 with 9 home runs. When they hit the ball to the opposite field, right-handed batters off of A.J. Burnett, they only hit .200 with 1 home run. So the key for A.J. Burnett is controlling the outside corner to righties. Being able to prove he can throw strikes, control that part of the plate, and also to lefties. It's the same side of the plate, only inside to lefties.
Allen is lined up the middle and past Robinson Cano. Kapler will stop at third. He had to hold up to see if it got through. So the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Well, right on cue, you see trying to go away, up and away though. Right off the end of the bat. That shows you the kind of extension that Longoria has. Long arms, great reach, just enough to get it up the middle. Ball's just above the belt too, probably not a strike.
So Longoria, who was slumping coming into this game, is 2 for 2, a home run, that single. Now here's Zobrist, who doubled his first time up. And a strike. I have a question for you, David. What happens if A.J. Burnett struggles? Then is it A.J. Burnett's fault and they don't put Molina behind the plate? Or is it Molina's fault and they put Posada behind the plate?
I don't know if you'd read too much into this particular game. I think you have to look at a larger sample size, and the larger sample size is the 10 games that they've worked with this year, Molina and AJ, as opposed to Posada, and the sample size shows you that clearly their numbers are better. Burnett and Molina are better together this year. So make what you want out of one game today. It's one factor. I'm sure Joe Girardi will consider it, but I like to use larger sample size.
The 0-2.
But it could very well be that may be one of the things that Joe Girardi's showcasing today is Burnett and Molina, and you see Posada and Girardi together. One of the things Girardi does so well is he communicates. He let these guys know what he's thinking, why he's doing what he's doing. Just every single player, it seems like Joe Girardi is in contact with on a daily basis. There'd be a week that would go by I didn't even talk to Joe Torre. And Joe Torre let us police ourselves in the clubhouse. Joe Girardi, very much the opposite.
Strike 3. And Zobrist down looking. Big strikeout for Burnett.
Molina setting up inside. Burnett almost a backdoor slider. Kind of backs up a little bit. And Molina does a great job of leaning back and still framing that pitch, as it looked like it almost broke around the plate. And look how good Molina made that ball look. And that's what Molina does for you. On a pitch he's expecting in, he can still frame it when it's away.
Here's Willie Ibar. Count 1-0. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs. A 1-0 Tampa Bay lead.
Molina, Michael, in my opinion, is one of the best in the league at stealing pitches for your pitcher. Framing pitches, getting balls called strikes. Making pitches look better than they are.
Why do you think Burnett's more comfortable with Molina, and then Andy Pettitte doesn't have a problem with Posada, neither does CC Sabathia? What's the connection with Burnett?
Well, it's not a fair comparison to Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte and Posada came up through the minor leagues together almost. They have a long history. It's the first year of working with Posada. I anticipate that will get better in the next year. Sometimes there's a problem in the first year. You get to face a guy or get to work with a guy.
And then on the flip side, in defense of Posada, CC Sabathia won 19 games with mostly Posada behind the plate.
It's not Posada's fault. Now, don't get me wrong, and I know I have a little bias because I'm a pitcher and I look at things, you know, a little differently. And I admit that I am biased. It's not Posada's fault. Posada, all-around package, one of the greatest catchers the Yankees have ever had.
2-1. Grounded toward first, and Teixeira is there, and that's going to do it. So Burnett works into and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We played 3. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
If you've been waiting for an offer you can't refuse on the 2009 Nissan you really want, the time is now, and the place is Staten Island Nissan.
For a limited time, you can lease a brand new 2009 Nissan Rogue S all-wheel drive for only $109 a month for 42 months. But it gets even better. Lease a brand new 2009 Nissan Altima S for only $99 a month for 42 months.
But hurry, these incredible offers cannot last. Get the deal of a lifetime right in your own backyard at Staten Island Nissan. What are you waiting for?
There's nothing I like more than after the 11 o'clock news, going out for a new starter solenoid and floor mats.
Sometimes when it's late, I get the urge to change my oil.
Last night I tried to get to bed early, but got up and got a lube job instead.
Bay Ridge Volvo's Night Owl Service and Parts. That's who. Open every night till midnight to handle all your late-night automotive craving.
Disc brakes.
Don't have a Volvo? Get a late-night deal on a 2009 Volvo XC90 all-wheel drive. Only $36,995. Bay Ridge Volvo. Night Owl Service. Everyday savings.
Coraline Jones always dreamed of finding a better world, but never imagined it would be in her own home.
We've been waiting for you, Coraline.
A place so perfect.
I love your garden!
It can't be real.
You probably think this world is a dream come true, but you're wrong.
From the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
How dare you disobey your mother? You aren't my mother.
Coraline, now available on demand. Order this movie now in crystal clear HD with Fios on demand.
Hey, it's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. The Yankees have 26 World Series championships. Which team has the second most? We'll find out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Tampa Bay, and Hideki Matsui will lead off against Wade Davis. Count 1-0. Rip foul. Shattered bat and a ground ball to Ibar. 1 out.
Well, I tell you what, Michael, Wade Davis has been impressive. Strike throwing machine, a power fastball. That was his curveball there. Exploding bat on an Uncle Charlie curveball. I think the Rays got to be just really excited about his transition to the big leagues. Establishing himself for next year. Most likely in the middle of that rotation for the Rays next year as well.
Well, they're really excited about their rotation next year. If you look at it, they're in pretty good shape, pitching-wise. We saw Jeff Neiman yesterday. He was strong. Wade Davis, James Shields, Matt Garza, and David Price. Those are 5 good arms who run out there every single game. And what they have to do is they have to somehow tighten up their bullpen. And that's the reason they're not going to the playoffs. (2-0 to Swisher.
You know, it might be a different story for the Yankees too if they had a healthy Chen-Ming Wong as a 4th starter. Never really saw that this year. And I'm convinced, Michael, he never really recovered from that devastating foot injury that he had the previous year. I don't think he got strong in spring training. He got off to an awful start. His stuff was not there. The Yankees were patient. It was starting to come back, and then his shoulder went bad. So a tough year for Chen-Ming Wong. Almost forgotten about at this point. The Yankees will see him next spring training.
Grounded to first, Ibar. Flips to Davis. 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. You know, we read this every single day. And there was an older lady that was waiting for me outside the booth here when I left yesterday. And she demanded that I give her written consent. I said, what are you talking about? She said, well, I have a Yankee game that's on tape from like 20 years ago. And I tried to get it transferred to DVD because the tape is wearing out. And they told me they couldn't do it without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. I said, well, I can't give you the express written consent. I'm not the New York Yankees, but she was insistent. So I signed something. I said, here, give it to them. This should help.
Did you give her John Filippelli's home number?
Gave him his email address. There's a strike. Foul back. How about this stat? In the last 50 years, Robinson Cano has the highest batting average of any player in the months of September and October, 349. In the last 50 years, any player who's ever played Major League Baseball. Those are good months to be hot in.
Those are good months, you know, and it really, his style suits that sort of number because he is a very aggressive hitter. Only sees 3.40 pitches per plate appearance. It's the 3rd least in the American League. Doesn't walk a lot, doesn't strike out a lot either. Very aggressive. Hacking from the first pitch on. This year has served him very well.
I was talking to Joe Girardi about how he still has to, get his on-base percentage a little bit higher. He said, you know what's tough with him? He's so good that he can hit anything. He said, so it's hard for him to take pitches because he could put any ball solidly in play. That one is driven out to left field. Kapler will make the play in a 1-2-3 inning for Wade Davis and the Rays. We played 3.5 here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's 1-0 Rays.
If you were a candy man, then I'd tell you so soft. You're so sweet.
Sweet Million is sweeter than sweet, which is sweet. Introducing Sweet Million from the New York Lottery. Your best chance to win $1 million for $1.
Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team. Test drive your Audi S4 today.
The closing bell does not mean the end of the business day.
We're just getting started. Fox Business covers all of the action around the clock.
A lot of breaking news here.
Crossing the wires at this hour.
A bevy of earnings coming in.
Stories that are in the headlines today.
Who's looking to make a move?
And how's it going to impact your bottom line?
Let me do a quick winners and losers.
Here's more of the news impacting your money.
Nice piece of change for new investments.
The latest trends, next big thing.
Fox Business looks outside the box to get you
the inside story.
Fox Business. Opportunity. Pure and simple.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this was a nightmare. You made me pay for dinner. You told me my political views were cute. And, thanks for the flowers. By the way, it's Lily, not Lucy. Do you want to come up for a nightcap?
You get what you're suited for. Get suited at Sims for 40 to 60% off today's retail prices, with top brand suits starting at $99.
It's time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. And the question, Yankees have 26 titles. Which team has the second most? And the answer is the Cardinals with 10. And both the Cardinals and the Yankees will have a chance for either 27 or 11, as the Cardinals have made it into the postseason.
What about other sports, if you include it in? The Celtics? Canadians?
The Canadians.
Canadian, Montreal
Yeah.
Canadiens.
I think they have 23 or 24. And there would be some that would say that I think there's a soccer team in Europe.
Manchester United?
I'm not sure if it's Manchester, but a soccer team has maybe 27. I'm not quite certain. Pat Burrell, there are 86 American League hitters with 450 or more at bats. And Pat Burrell's 222 is the lowest batting average amongst any of them. And it has been a bad signing for the Rays. He has not been anything close to what they wanted. They're paying him $7 million this year and $9 million next year. And one of the things in the paper says is they'd like to trade him. I don't know if they could. It'd be hard to move $9 million coming off this season.
Well, Pat Burrell, man, obviously limited too. He can't really play defense. He's relegated to a DH role.
Popped up. Molina. A little bit of an ice cream cone, but it stays in the glove. One out. One away here in the fourth inning. That looks refreshing. Beach bar indoors. What are they thinking next? Here's Greg Zahn. Tampa Bay still very much trying to get a retractable roof stadium. Not the right economic climate for it. They had a proposal out there, but they've withdrawn that proposal because of the tough economic times in this country. But across the state, the Marlins have pulled it off. They are going to have a brand new retractable roof stadium in Little Havana on the site of the old Orange Bowl.
You remember that this dome was originally built to get the White Sox to come down here. Never happened.
Line drive, base hit. It did get the White Sox a new ballpark, though.
They just virtually were used as leverage.
Well, this was the proposed plan for the site, which would be on the side of the old Al Lang Stadium in St. Pete, right on the water. Beautiful looking facility, but they have withdrawn it. They don't have the money to build it themselves, and the city and the state doesn't have the money to help out.
Beautiful downtown setting here in St. Petersburg, though, and a lot of baseball history. All the way back to Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio and all the spring trainings here. It's a wonderful history of baseball in this St. Petersburg area.
The only question is, are they in the right spot? Should they be on the other side? Should they be in Tampa? Should they be in Orlando? Will people from Tampa make the drive over here to see? And you know, they went to a World Series last year and they've only improved their attendance by 500 per game. There's a strike. They had spring training from 1914 through 2008 in St. Pete. A lot of different teams. The Yankees, the Mets when they started. But the Rays have moved to Port Charlotte. So they do not have spring training here at all now. 1-1.
The New York Mets were in this area when I was traded to the Mets. The late great Arthur Richmond, a big figure over at the St. Pete Yacht Club. Daniel Party. (1962), the Mets came here for spring training all the way up to '87 and moved over to Port St. Lucie.
Fouled away.
Actually still have an apartment building in downtown St. Pete that Babe Ruth lived in. Still, it's renovated, touted as, you know, this is the same apartment where Babe Ruth used when he was in spring training.
In fact, the hotel where the Yankees stay when they play the Rays, Babe Ruth used to stay there a lot. That was his hangout.
I think the Babe beat the streets in downtown St. Pete a few nights, Michael.
I think there are many cities that Babe beat the streets. You know, when they always have those questions when you're on shows or they do the Q&As, 3 people you'd like to have dinner with. I could see you having dinner with Babe Ruth.
Oh, he's on the list.
Strike, and Gabe Gross is down looking. Well, the all-time spring training team for players who played in St. Pete is from the St. Pete Times. Garrick at first, Red Shandys at second, Wade Boggs at third, Ozzie Smith the shortstop. Pretty good outfield of DiMaggio, Mantle, and Stan Musial. They gave Babe Ruth the DH. And the catcher is Yogi Berra, the manager, Casey Stengel. And Casey managed the Yankees here and the Mets here. I heard a story the other day that Babe Ruth used to play either left field or right field according to where the sun was. That's why he never played left field at Yankee Stadium, because he thought the sun was bad for his eyes. And the most important thing to him was hitting. So he would go whichever ballpark had where the sun was. This is the all-time spring training pitching staff: Grover Cleveland, Bob Gibson, Tom Seaver, Whitey Ford, Steve Carlton, and Bruce Sutter. Win some games with that group.
Pretty solid.
The role of Grover Cleveland Alexander will be played by Ronald Reagan. Chopped over the mound. Cano steps on the bag for the final out of the 4th inning. In the 4th, no runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the 5th. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Nancy Newman in our Yes Studios with your Dunkin' Donuts update. First stop, Detroit. White Sox Tigers. Ryan Rayburn jumps on this one into the bullpen in left center. His second home run of the game, 16th on the year. And the Tigers lead the White Sox 5-0. Meanwhile, in Minnesota, the Twins trying to hold up their end. They've got a 4-0 lead on KC. We know if this holds up, we're headed to the one-game playoff Tuesday. Michael, David.
Thank you, Nancy. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. And Melky Cabrera will dig in against Wade Davis. And there's the strike. I could see, David, you watching Wade Davis, and on the Lexus scoreboard 1-0 Tampa Bay leads. You like what you see, don't you?
Very much. Great mechanics. Very much under control. Good control. Averaging sits around 92 to 93 with his fastball. He can top out a little higher than that when he needs to. just tell by the way he finishes. There's nothing forced, nothing overthrown, easy gas. And a really good curveball, too.
Right under our booth.
It is the formula for teams like the Rays to develop your pitching through your system. It's so valuable. Such a prized commodity. You think the job of Chamberlain, why the Yankees are so protective of him. And it's so valuable when you can get a guy like this or a Jabba and develop him in your system and make him a front-end starter. It's the ultimate for any organization, whether you're a big market or a small market. The key to your overall success, developing young starting pitching.
And all you have to do to prove David's point is look at the starting pitchers that get out on the free agent market. There's such a dearth of them, the price goes through the roof. So if you're going to compete and you're going to have a payroll that's going to be held down, you've got to develop your own pitchers because you have no chance to get them in the free agent market. You just don't. I mean, you look what CC Sabathia got, Derek Lowe, A.J. Burnett, the 1-2, swing and a miss. Make plans for the 2009 postseason and host your group in a Yankee Stadium suite. Join in the excitement as the Yankees continue their quest for a 27th World Championship. Yankee Stadium suites are the perfect entertainment venue with sizes ranging from 12 to 60 guests. Reserve your suite today. Availability is very limited. Call 646-977-8900 or email suites@yankees.com. Jose Molina did not like that strike call. Molina struck out in the second. Count 1-1.
Cincinnati's beating Pittsburgh, Michael, 2-0. Bottom of the fifth. Big game.
I thought that was the Bengals and the Steelers. The safety.
Oh, I got my webpage wrong here. I'm sorry. You never know what's going to happen on the last day of the season, Michael. Anything can happen in meaningless games. Think 1991 in Philadelphia.
Did you struck out like 190 people that game?
You never know what's going to happen.
How many was that? 18?
19.
19.
Shortchanged me over there.
Sorry.
Philadelphia put their AAA lineup in that day, and they all had their bags packed. Everybody had golf plans. I had other plans, Michael. Just like today. Took this broadcast seriously. I was here at 9:30 preparing today.
That's great. That's good stuff.
I was looking for video on the internet of Wade Davis in AAA.
Did you find it?
No. That's a roundabout way to pat myself on the back, wasn't it, Michael?
You're very double jointed today. Remember, John Sterling once told me a story when he was with the Braves. Guy hit a home run. I'm not even going to guess who it was. I mean, I think I know the name, but I don't want to give the wrong name. Hit a home run in the 9th inning to tie the game. And the game went like into the 16th or 17th, and everybody on the Braves was ticked off at the guy because they weren't going anywhere. The game meant nothing. And all this guy did was extend their season 2-3 hours. They all missed planes. There's John and Susan. Swing and a miss. Molina down on strikes. 5 strikeouts for Wade Davis. You know, you talked about that Phil game. 19 strikeouts, and we got the video.
That's right. See, I talked myself into it.
Oh, nasty breaking stuff. You look a lot younger then, David.
Les Miles. There's been some bumpy roads from that point to now.
No, you really didn't. No kidding, you didn't look that different. I got to tell you, though, the Yankee uniform looks better on you than that Met uniform. That was the ugly version of the Met uniform, the one you had on there.
The old rainbow stripes.
Yeah, the
down
rainbow, not good. The 0-1 outside. Jeter's 2 for 2, hitting .335, along with David Cohn on Michael Kay. And you're watching Yankees baseball on Yes. We thank you for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a good weekend. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Tied Derek Jeter up in the count 1-2.
Pretty impressed. The boys in the truck came up with that video in a hurry.
Well, they constantly watch it on a loop to motivate themselves. You striking out 19 guys, so they just put it on the air. Yeah. Do you have that game anywhere? A copy of it anywhere?
I do, on VHS.
Yeah?
I need a copyright letter, too.
At least it's not on beta. And the 1-2. Just missed.
Speaking of which, hey, the Mets are beating Houston in the bottom of the 7th, Michael. Trying to finish on a good note.
They would have won all 3 games this weekend. Count still 2-2. What's our latest? Detroit 5-0 over the White Sox. And Minnesota leads 7-0. What inning is that? 4th inning. Bottom 3 in Minnesota, 7-0. And 5-0 Detroit. Top of the 8th. Looks like a Tuesday playoff at the Metrodome. Chop toward third. Gonna be a tough play. Barehanded by Longoria. Got him. Oh, what a play by Evan Longoria. Not many third basemen can make that play. It took a weird hop. He stayed with it with the bare hand and just got Jeter. The ball went left. He grabbed it, fired to first for a 1-2-3 inning. And Wade Davis has retired 9 in a row. Outstanding play by the second-year Rays third baseman. We're halfway through, 1-0 Rays.
So, what comes to mind when we switch the TV from cable to Fios?
TV looks like new.
Much better. Awesome.
I wrote dark magic.
Actually, it's the 100% fiber optics that makes the TV look new.
I was curious why we're listening to customers.
Oh, boy.
Seems dumb.
Unlike cable, Fios uses 100% fiber optics for the best picture quality, period. And you can get $150 back when you order today. This is Fios.
Just sign right here, Mr. Manning, and you've got yourself a new Toyota.
Right.
Have a great season.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, take care.
Hi, Mark Sanchez.
Nice to meet you. You know, that was Eli Manning.
It's a great time to sign, because right now you can lease a Corolla for just $159 a month, or a RAV4 for just $199 a month. Toyota, official vehicle of the New York Giants.
So I told him I want it delivered free, I want it delivered the next day, I want it hooked up free, and I want you to take away the old one free, or there's no deal. Oh, yeah. They made the deal.
Nice work, Dad.
At Lowe's, we offer free local next-day delivery on all major appliances. No rebates, no surprises. So get the best price around with our everyday low price guarantee. Lowe's, let's build something together.
This just into the WCBS
Mayor
newsroom.
Bloomberg is not.
When you need the latest news.
More than 500,000 jobs.
When you need traffic and weather together.
We have delays at least an hour.
When you need to know, we've got you covered. WCBS 880 and WCBS880.com. We are News Radio.
A couple little Yankee fans here at Tropicana Field watching the final regular season game of the year. B.J. Upton leads off. There's a strike. I went to, when you see the Lexus scoreboard, 1-0 Tampa Bay. I went to John Sterling and I found out the guy's name who hit the home run. It was Darrell Cheney. It was the Braves against the Reds. He said it was the late 70s. And Cheney hit a home run. And he said that the guys on the team were so upset they wanted to fight him because they all missed planes. They all had their planes to go home that day. They were so ticked off they wanted to fight him. Good, clean fun. That one is grounded softly toward third, and it kicks foul.
That's some real professionalism, isn't it?
Well, you know what? That's the type of stuff that happens on losing teams. And that's why some teams are losers, and they had to change the culture there. Hey, you know, we didn't even get a chance because it was the last play. How about that play by Longoria, David? I mean, that's about as good a play as you'll see.
It is, and he is the front runner to win the Gold Glove, in my opinion, in the American League at third base. And he does it all.
And it was a weird hop off the turf as well. It kind of headed left, and he was able to stick out his bare hand and make the play. And Jeter is no slouch running to first. The 1-2. Grounded to second. Cano.
Well, Jeter off the plate again, and once again, you see Jeter's up the line already halfway, and there's the hop Michael's talking about. The only way he can make that play is the bare hand. With a side spin and a wing.
Wow.
Beats him by a step.
He's on deck. Reed Brignac rips one to center, but Melky's right there. 2 outs. And that will bring up Longoria.
And for Minnesota's lineup today, Michael, it's been Jason Kubel. Royals walked Mauer twice. Kubel's got 2 home runs after those walks. He's had a big year for them, too. You know, talk about Morneau being out, but Kadire has picked it up. He's got over 30 home runs. Jason Kubel's had a good year. He's got 28 home runs. So, you know, look at that Minnesota lineup. A little bit underrated.
Kadire, his 31st home run yesterday is the one that won it. A home run in the 8th inning, made it 5-4, and they held on.
Delman Young's been hot, the former Ray. He's got a homer in that game. So even without Morneau, we talked a lot about Mauer and Morneau, the M&M boys. Morneau's got a back injury, probably out for the season. Got to be killing him watching this. But Minnesota's lineup still very potent.
You have it in front of you, David. How's Pavano doing?
Pavano's got a shutout working through 3.
Well, you know what? A game like this could change somebody's perception of Carl Pavano. He's pitching on 3 days rest. He volunteered to do it. They could have gone with Dwensing on normal rest. There's a base hit from Longoria, who's finishing strong. He's 3 for 3 today. But Pavano said, listen, I want the ball on 3 days rest. And if he wins this game, people are going to look at him differently. Hasn't pitched on 3 days rest in 5 years. That's the 6th hit allowed by Burnett. He wants a new ball.
So one thing about Pavano is he's a strike thrower. You know, he puts the ball in play. Kind of a change-up pitcher, not a power guy. But when healthy, one of the better control pitchers in the game.
And you said yesterday, which I think is a great compliment coming from you, he's a pitcher. And he doesn't have this lightning, phenomenal electric stuff, but he knows how to pitch. And people always jump the Yankees. Well, you gave them $39 million for 4 years, but people forget that teams were lined up to get Carl Pavano. The Red Sox actually bid more than the Yankees did. The Mariners did as well. And, you know, he was on a tour of teams that they called it the Carlapalooza tour. So it wasn't like the Yankees said, well, I want him, and nobody else saw it. Everybody wanted this guy, and then he broke down.
A series of injuries, some mysterious, some pitcher related, some off the field related.
That one is driven into right center field. It is a base hit. Melky Cabrera cuts it off. Longoria rounds third. They're going to hold him up. They throw behind him. He gets back. So Zobrist with his second double of the afternoon.
Down. Look at that. Almost off his shoe tops. Oh. Boy, that's how you hurt a hamstring right there. At the last minute being held up with 2 outs.
Here's Willie Ibar. Foul back. Tampa Bay with a run in the first inning on the Longoria home run, and that's it. That's the only scoring in the game at this point. Count quickly, 0-2.
Shows you what kind of year Ben Zobrist has had. I mean, we talked a lot about Evan Longoria and the year he's had offensively and defensively, but Zobrist won the MVP of the Rays Award for the local sports writers. Combination of power, defense. Came into this game right behind Derek Jeter in on-base percentage. 4th in the league, a .404 on-base percentage. Derek Jeter, of course, 3rd in the league, a .405 on-base percentage, with Joe Mauer leading the way at .442. Jeter striking out less this year and walking more. Very aggressive in the leadoff hole. Has his best strikeout to walk ratio of his career this year in the leadoff hole.
And the 1-2. And that one gets away from Molina, and coming home is Longoria. Heads up base running. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Looks like Molina might have gotten crossed up on that pitch.
He did. He's looking for a breaking ball down and in and gets the heater. Hits him right in the kneecap. Stunned. Burnett with a quick reaction. Not enough time, and a really good base running play by Longoria. It's a tough one for a catcher. You can see Molina was stunned to get a fastball in that situation and got no leather on that ball. That's why you wear shin guards.
That's pretty heads-up base running by Longoria. That didn't even go that far away. They're going to call it a pass ball. Swung on and missed. Ibar down on strikes. The official scorer has to look at that replay. That's not a pass ball. That's a wild pitch. It's a cross-up. So sometimes they do give the catcher the benefit of the doubt. Longoria dashing home. He gets... We go to the 6th. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay.
If you were a candy man, then I'd tell you so. You're so sweet.
Sweet Million is sweeter than sweet, which is sweet. Introducing Sweet Million from the New York Lottery. Your best chance to win $1 million for $1.
The New York Yankees are proud to offer the Yankees Universe Members Fan Club through Yankees.com. It's a new way for the greatest fans in the world to connect to the team, the players, and the community. Fans will have access to an exclusive members-only Yankees Universe website containing behind-the-scenes video of Yankee Stadium, player interviews, and archived chats. Plus, you'll receive exclusive photos and articles that you won't find anywhere else on the web. Members also get a subscription to MLB Game Day audio so you can listen to your favorite team online. At Yankee Stadium, members enjoy fast-track entrance at Gate 2 and fast-track entrance at Yankees Museum on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, all for just $19.95. Show your membership card at participating Yankees Clubhouse stores and receive a 10% discount. A portion of the proceeds goes to the Yankees Universe Fund at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, benefiting pediatric cancer research. So join the Yankees Universe Fan Club today at Yankees.com.
I'm Michael Kay, the host of Center Stage. Every guest that we have on, there's things that I want to ask them. Center Stage is a journey through people's lives, trying to find out how they got to the point of their success. You're going to really get to see the person who's interviewed the real story. Fans are going to really hear what that person wants out there. I think that you could turn on Center Stage at any time during the week, and you'd be surprised to find a writer, an actor, a rap star, and a lot of sports people as well. Watch Center Stage only on Yes. Jose Molina got crossed up on a Burnett pitch, cost the Yankees a run. The pitch to Johnny Damon is high, 1-0. So it's 2-0 Tampa Bay over the Yankees. That one is driven out to right center field. Giving chase is Gross on the run, and that one's up the top of the wall. Damon will stop at second with a double. Missed a home run by about a foot.
Well, welcome swing of the bat for Johnny Damon. If this gets out of the ballpark, it would have been a career high 25 home runs. You can see he's wheeling it. He's wheeling it out of the park. Doesn't get there. He'll check in with a double. We'll get a look right here. That ball is mashed into the gap. Top of the wall and back in play. It's got to go over that yellow pole at that part of the ballpark to be a home run.
Here's Mark Teixeira with the shift on. They're creeping closer in Detroit. 3 runs for the White Sox. They're in the bottom of the 8th now, 5-3. And Minnesota leads KC 7-1 in the top of the 4th. That's at the Metrodome. One and one. Count 2-1. Yankees are stuck at 242 home runs, which ties their franchise high, which was set back in 2004. They've been kept in the ballpark this weekend, except for Miranda's shot.
Look, Teixeira all over the leaderboard. As you see the team home runs, tied with the 0-4 team. Leading in extra base hits with 85 in the American League.
And Mark Teixeira works a walk. So the Yankees have runners on first and second and nobody out. Davis in a little bit of a jam. Yankees have struggled here during championship years, and David, you could speak to this best of all. The year the Yankees won 114 games, they really kind of staggered down the stretch in September, and it was one of those rare meetings that Joe Torre had in this ballpark. You kind of aired your team out, didn't he?
He did. That's what made Joe Torre's meeting so effective, because they didn't happen very often. And the more you have team meetings, the more you preach to your team, the less effective they become. So Joe Girardi, a different style. He doesn't have a lot of team meetings as well, but he communicates daily with almost every player. Joe Torre would wait till the right moment and have a very effective meeting.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. High drive, deep left. Going back, Kapler on the track, at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run for Alex Rodriguez. And the Yankees have set a new record for a team. 243 home runs, a high for the New York Yankees franchise. A 3-run shot, and it gives the Yankees a 3-2 lead. Let's take a look at the Coors Light freeze cam on contact.
Zahn setting up in. You could already see him start to move the glove towards the middle of the plate at this point. Right down the middle. Right off the sweet spot. A-Rod hits the bottom half of the ball and knows it immediately.
29 home runs for Alex Rodriguez, 96 ribbies. And there's a base hit off the bat of Matsui. So the Yankees, who have been slumbering through this weekend, finally wake up here in the 6th.
What a loud sound. Familiar sound off of A-Rod's bat. A lot of Yankee fans down here in Tampa for the weekend.
$243 home runs as a franchise and 582 for Rodriguez, lifetime one behind Mark McGwire for 8th place on the all-time list. And Matsui is taken out for a pinch runner. Freddie Guzman will run for Hideki. And Jim Hickey will come out and talk with Wade Davis, who all of a sudden has seen it unravel here in the 6th.
One of the things you see so much more in the American League as opposed to the National League are crooked numbered innings. Wade Davis, as you said, Michael, cruising along. Next thing you know, you got a 3 spot on the board. And still nobody out in this inning.
Here's Swisher. Well, you look at Alex Rodriguez's season, and there's going to be one thing missing for him. And whether or not he'd want to admit it, obviously, all he knows is about driving in 100 runs. So unless he has 4 more of this game, he's going to fall short. But what a season for him. Missing the first 28 games, playing in about 40 less than he usually does. He's going to have 29 home runs and 96 runs batted in, David. That's pretty good.
Outstanding. And really quietly, too. Under the radar all year long. I think A-Rod has probably had more fun playing baseball than he ever has in his career, especially during his New York tenure. Much more relaxed, much more supported in that clubhouse this year.
When he was talking to the media before the game, he did seem relaxed. He didn't seem practiced. He didn't seem like he was weighing every word as Sonnenstein and Thayer begin to throw. He was just talking. And he's done more of that this year. And the way he phrased it, too, he said, from where I came, the embarrassment of the press conference in spring training, and then the surgery where he started to doubt what his career would be, for him to put together the numbers that he's put together and how the team has responded to him when he came back, and also as a team and how they produce as a lineup. It's been amazing. You know, you could say one led to the other. You can point to a lot of things that changed the Yankee season. Phil Hughes going into the bullpen, but Alex Rodriguez going back into the lineup was gigantic. 2-0.
Of all the pie in the face celebrations that we've seen at Yankee Stadium over the years, I think the best one was when A-Rod got one in his face early in the year. He handled it well. Kind of humanized him a little bit, Michael. One of the, you know, I wasn't a big fan of the pies early in the year, as you know, and Paul O'Neill and I kind of looked at it and said, I'm not sure about that, but I'm a convert now. A.J. Burnett led the charge all year long, and it's a different culture in that clubhouse. A big part of it is this guy in the batter's box, too, Nick Swisher, who has really befriended A-Rod as well. Nick Swisher told me earlier in the year that one of his goals this year was to get on A-Rod. Try to loosen him up. Try to involve him in more team activities. Nick Swisher, the soup spoon in this clubhouse.
The 2-1, runner goes. Throw to second is not in time. Just on the shortstop side as Guzman gets in.
Well, you could see Freddie Guzman does not get a good jump. And Davis is quick to home, and he's rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and he gets in there. Zahn, the pitch is a little low, but he gets rid of it quickly and just to the third base side that allows him to beat the tag underneath.
Count 3-1 on Swisher. And he works a walk. And Nick has been so good at that this year, just getting on base. Let's take a look at some of the pies. There's
the one.
Alex. Posada, Matsui, Swisher.
The madman right there, Swisher. Been a big influence in that clubhouse.
The one guy who didn't get the pie, David, that I was wondering how he would react was Derek Jeter. Didn't have a walk-off hit. Speaking of walking off, Wade Davis walking off the mound. Impressive till this inning. He gets a nice hand from the people here at the Trop. The Rays go to the bullpen. Yankees lead 3-2, and they're looking for more.
So, what comes to mind when we switch the TV from cable to Fios?
TV looks like new.
Much better. Awesome.
I wrote dark magic.
Actually, it's the 100% fiber optics that makes the TV look new.
I was curious why we're listening to customers.
Oh, boy.
Seems dumb.
Unlike cable, Fios uses 100% fiber optics for the best picture quality, period. And you can get $150 back when you order today. This is Fios.
Would you one time let me be myself so I can shine with my own light? Let me be myself. Please, will you one time let me be myself so I can shine with my own light? Let me be myself for a while, if you don't mind. Let me be myself.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and that means full-size deals on full-size trucks. Like Silverado, backed by America's best coverage. And with the lowest cost of ownership of any full-size pickup, it's America's best value too. Now during Chevy Truck Month, get 0% APR for 60 months. Or $6,000 total cash back on select 2009 Silverado vehicles in stock. Find your nearest dealer at ChevyOffers.com.
Ah, it's break time. Time for a fresh brewed cup of coffee. Yes, we get our Green Mountain K-Cup coffee system from the same people who bring us our office supplies. WB Mason, who but? Joe Madden has to make the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. Your world. Delivered. And Andy Sonnenstein takes over for Wade Davis. Those are Andy's numbers. And he'll face Robinson Cano. First and second, nobody out. Pitch is high.
You know, Michael, you made an interesting point about Robinson Cano before. We were talking about, you know, he doesn't walk a lot. He's hard to walk. He's hard to strike out. He's such a good contact hitter. And Kevin Long, the hitting coach, said, well, he can hit pitches out of the zone. He's so talented. You know, the numbers bear it out. You know, Robinson Cano has fouled off the second most pitches in the American League this year. 32% of all the strikes he's seen this year have been foul-offs.
High fly ball. Center field. Upton will make the catch, tagging as Guzman just draws the throw. Hey, now's your chance to own a piece of history from the original Yankee Stadium. Seats and other memorabilia now on sale at Yankees.com. All memorabilia comes with a Yankee Steiner letter of authenticity. For more information and to purchase original Yankee Stadium seats and other memorabilia, visit Yankees.com today and click the Shop tab.
It's another thing about Robinson Cano is you better talk fast when he's batting because he wastes no time in swinging at pitches. Very aggressive.
There's Melky Cabrera, 0 for 2, 9 for his last 33. Guzman off second. Swisher off first, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Along with David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay, and you're watching Yankees baseball here on the YES Network. We thank you for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. In fact, we thank you for joining us all season long throughout the year here on the Yankee Entertainment and Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning is 3-2 Yankees over Tampa Bay, the final regular season game of the year. There's a strike. How about Minnesota today, tomorrow, and Tuesday being the hub of the sports universe? Everybody's going to be watching the Twins and the Royals, how that game finishes. Then tomorrow night, the Metrodome hosts Packers-Vikings. Then Tuesday, if both the Tigers and the Twins win, a tie-breaking game at 5 o'clock at the Metrodome. Runners go. That's punched out down the left field line, but foul. Joe Girardi was talking about how the Yankees really can't have a meeting to go over scouting reports until they know what scouting report to read. He said, I don't believe in having two meetings. And all right, here's if we play the Tigers, here's if we play the Twins. He said, I'm going to have the coaches come in really early on Wednesday, and we'll go over that stuff then. He said, but we have to wait. The Yankees have a workout on Tuesday, but it'll just be a workout. It's not going to be, okay, this is what we do against this guy. They're not going to have that meeting. They can't.
Yeah, and rightly so. We've got plenty of time to have those sort of meetings. They know one thing. They're playing Wednesday. And CC Sabathia is on the mound.
And if you believe in just playing to your strengths, then that's all they need to know. The 2-2. Dribbled slowly in front of the plate. Sonnenstein fields, fires, not in time. Cabrera beat it out. A hustle single to load the bases.
Well, you talk about smelling a base hit. Melky's smelling it about right now, and Sonnenstein a little lackadaisical. Thinks he's got time. Melky runs almost on the turf. Watch him get on the turf so he get a little better traction through the bag, safe. Sonnenstein took a little too much time. Foot's on the bag, ball's not in the glove. Melky playing umpire.
Well, David, it's over in Detroit. The Tigers have held on. They win that game 5-3. Now the attention goes to the Twins as Molina fouls that away. Do the Twins hold on? And if they do, there will be that tie-breaking game on Tuesday at the Metrodome. Why not Monday? Because the NFL refused to move Monday Night Football. So there was some thought about having an 11 a.m. game at the Metrodome, but then they said, let's not do that for TV. And then they moved it to Tuesday at 5 o'clock, the 0-1. 1-1.
And the most unlikely of heroes for Detroit today, young Ryan Rayburn with 2 home runs in the leadoff hole for Detroit.
Dribbler back to the mound, and he missed the ball. He whiffed on the ball as Guzman scores, and it's 4-2 Yanks. Well, that'll be an E1.
Well, after the last play that he could have made, this one again. Had it in the glove, lost it at the transfer. The old stick a fork in it.
You know, it's interesting, David, what speed does. It makes you hurry, and he knew Guzman was motoring down the line. Never really gave himself time to get the grip.
A little lackadaisical looking from Sonnenstein, who's had a really difficult year this year. After a nice year last year in the rotation for the Rays.
Here's Derek Jeter as the Yankees have batted around. You know, if the Yankees could get Alex Rodriguez up with the bases loaded, he will have a chance to get 100 RBIs on the season. He's got 3 already this inning on 1 swing.
Jeter's on base percentage up to .406.
Fouled away. Jeter has 1 grand slam in his career. And good numbers with the bases loaded. And that grand slam was against the Cubs.
Jeter came into this game with 65 multi-hit games. He's going to add to that. Pretty good. Ichiro Suzuki's leading the league with 73 multi-hit games, and then the Yankee middle infielders, Cano and Jeter, second and third with multi-hit games in the American League. You see his numbers with the bases loaded.
The 0-2, right in on the fist, foul back.
And speaking of Jeter and Cano, that's what they do so well, Michael. You've seen Jeter foul this off. All he's trying to do is spoil this pitch. Just get it out of there. Get off of me. Save the at-bat. Spoil a potential strike.
And Jeter down looking.
Well, Sonnenstein's got a little front door cutter working here. It looks inside, it runs to the inside corner. Catches Jeter looking, and you're going to see right here the height of the pitch, right across the knee, the front knee. Good pitch, very effective pitch. Looks like it's inside, nips the inside corner.
That'll bring up Damon. And there's a strike. Johnny has not hit a home run in 94 at-bats, but he did double to start this inning just off the wall in the 6th. Earlier in the 6th. That one is driven down the right field line. It is trouble. It's a base hit. It bounces up against the screen. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Molina will stop at third. Another double for Damon. 2 more ribbies, and the Yankees lead 6-2.
Well, as you noted, Michael, probably the most important part of this day is Johnny Damon's last 2 at-bats. Down and in, off the plate, drops the helmet, breaks his bat. Last 2 at-bats, Johnny Damon's going to feel really good about himself going into the postseason now. After, as you said, Michael, having come into this game struggling. Now look at the look on his face.
Johnny Damon relieved by Brett Gardner, so Gardner will pinch run. And Damon's day is over, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles to finish off the season.
A much relieved Johnny Damon.
How about this? They're going to intentionally walk Teixeira to pitch to Alex Rodriguez with 2 outs. All right, David, whenever I'm confused, I turn to you. Why would they do this?
To stick it right in his face, without a doubt.
But why they want to do that to Alex Rodriguez?
Because they want their guy to lead the league in home runs, Carlos Pena. They're taking care of their guy.
Oh, so it's not a knock on Arod. It's more that they don't want Teixeira. Okay.
They do not want Teixeira to lead the league in home runs. That's why Teixeira was drilled in the first game, because their guy was drilled and lost for the season. There is no love lost between these 2 teams. Going back to the Francisco Cervelli spring training play. These 2 managers do not see eye to eye.
Well, Juan Miranda is going to pinch run, so it will remain a tie between Pena and Teixeira. 39 home runs, so those are the American League home run kings. But now Alex Rodriguez, with 1 swing of the bat, could get to his 100 ribby total. He is 4 away. He has 96. Fouls it back, and you could almost read Teixeira's lips. He said something, they don't want me to get 40. I saw him mouth the word 40.
Absolutely. He's well aware of what's going on here.
Alex, you know, is gunning for a grand slam right here. Did he get it? Deep to right. There it goes. See ya! A grand slam! Alex Rodriguez, and he has 100 once batted in. And the Yankees lead 10-2. 7 RBIs in the 6th inning for Alex Rodriguez. What a season for Alex Rodriguez. 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 7 in 1 inning.
Pitcher tells the story, Michael. That Yankee bench is lit up now.
That one is ripped down the right field line, off the bat of Guzman, and it hooks foul.
Up and out over the plate. Up and out over the wall.
And Teixeira signals touchdown for the 7 RBIs. The 0-1. There's a strike. Wow, that is something that would be hard to be written. It would be turned in as too fictional. He's 7 RBIs away from 100, and he nails it in 1 inning. Hot shot to second. And Guzman is out, but the Yankees are hot. 10 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. Alex Rodriguez started it. A 3-run home run, giving him 96 ribbies. And then a grand slam, his 30th of the year, his 100th ribby, and the Yankees lead 10-2.
Coach Romeo Cornell, we hear you're a real Romeo with the ladies.
Okay.
Coach, what should I say to a girl after I buy her a nice cold Coors Light?
How are you doing? You know?
I like to whisper in a lady's ear that Coors Light is brewed down to 34 degrees.
If you can do that, that can go a long way for you.
It has.
Frost Brewed Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Coach Romeo, in your experience, what happens after a woman turns you down?
If I knew, I'd tell you, but I don't know.
Oh, congratulations.
How often do you do it? Oh, it's different now because we got the kids.
I peed.
You need vacation.
This looks like a screensaver.
Welcome to... You are here to answer the question, how do we make love work? Quiet, please.
Thanks for bringing me here to Problem Island.
This is a great way to stretch. What's he doing?
I don't really know that pose.
Couples Retreat. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
What's this?
It's Sabra hummus. Try some.
It's really good.
We got our Sabra. Beautiful sunset. It's like our own Mediterranean vacation.
Mom, Dad.
Thought your parents were in the Mediterranean. Is that my mug?
What mug?
Taste the Mediterranean without leaving home. Discover smooth, delicious Sabra hummus.
Welcome back. They've gone final in Detroit. Here's the final out. Top 9. Fernando Rodney gets Alex Rios to ground into the 4-6-3 double play. That is your ball game. Tigers a winner 5-3. They now await the Twins final. Twins lead the Royals 7-1.
Well, you can see the way this team reacted, how happy they were for Rodriguez. Even Mark Teixeira, who did not get sole possession of the home run record, he was hugging Arod. Did it start in February? Joe Girardi gave them a day off in spring training, and they had a pool tournament, played some billiards. The entire team showed up. Mariano Rivera was the ringer. He did a great job. And from that moment on, and David, that was an express purpose of Girardi going into this spring. I want to make this team close. I want to make them like each other. I want to make them pull the same way. And maybe that started it. Who knows?
Well, you have to work at chemistry. You know, we've talked about it before. These guys are very close, former teammates with Texas. Well documented when Arod came back in the lineup. Teixeira took off.
New pitcher for the Yankees is David Robertson, so A.J. Burnett could get himself a victory as the Yankees lead 10-2. And there's a strike to Burrell. Boy, that was a magical inning with him getting those 2 home runs. You figured there's no way he's going to get to 100, and he ends up getting to 100 in 1 inning, 7 RBIs. his inning was good for a lot of people's weeks.
Well, I could certainly understand the Rays and Joe Maddon's sentiment about Carlos Pena and walking Teixeira in that spot, trying to support his player. The Yankees ought to send him a thank you note for the wake-up call.
That one's popped up and out of play. A lot of the Yankees have been taken out of the game. We'll give you the new defense. You see Miranda is in there at first. Alex, of course, is out of the game now with Hinsky taking over at third. Oh, and by the way, just an aside, he tied Mark McGwire for 8th place on the all-time list with 583. 30 home runs, 100 ribbies, and he missed the first 28 games of the year with hip surgery. Grounded to short. And there's one away. Jerry Hairston has taken over for Jeter at short. And Posada, who's managing this team, getting somebody else up in the bullpen. And now he's back on.
Could be another future manager. Posada, a catcher.
And a strike. Let's take a look at this, David. Rodriguez with his game today played 124 games. So that means he missed 38 games out of the 162. This is a guy who usually plays 160 games, 161 games. So 38 games, and he still has 100 RBIs. That's a pretty special season. Remember, the first 28 games were missed with hip surgery, and nobody knew how he was going to play, how he was going to react, would he still have the power. And 38 games out of the lineup, a lot of them rested. And he just set an AL record with 7 RBIs in 1 inning. As Zahn is out 4-3. And that's also a nice couple of round numbers to have on the back of your baseball card for 2009, 30 and 100.
Well, 100 RBIs will put him in the top 10 in the league. Pretty remarkable, depending on obviously what happens with some of the other guys. But Miguel Cabrera is 9th currently with 101 RBIs. So 100 RBIs will put him in the top 10. Runs batted in the American League. Of course, Mark Teixeira leading that category with 122.
Now, you always had good sportsmanship about you. I'm wondering, because I don't know, I wasn't down on the field of play. The way the Rays handled Teixeira, was that the right thing to do, or was that poor sportsmanship?
I don't have any problem with them wanting to have Carlos Pena stay where he is and lead the league in home runs. Sort of protecting your player. And there's no love lost between these two teams, without a doubt. We had speculated in the first game whether Teixeira was drilled on purpose or not for retaliation for Carlos Pena. That I did not agree with. Because the Yankees have everything to lose in this situation, and the Rays know that. You know, as far as the home run situation, you know, I can understand that part. You know, it's debatable. Some people would say, you know, you got to do it on the field. Challenge Teixeira. If he wins, he wins. But the Rays are very aware that, you know, if indeed that was on purpose, the first night Teixeira was drilled in retaliation for Pena, they know that the Yankees can't, they're hamstrung. They have more to play for. They can't afford to get into a brawl. They can't afford to retaliate themselves. But I understand the sentiment from Joe Maddon. He's trying to protect his guy, Carlos Pena, and
it didn't seem like the right baseball move to intentionally walk somebody with 2 outs with first base open. So that was strictly, I'm not letting you get one more try at this home run. That would be the only time that I would have a problem. It looked like they pitched to him the rest of the series.
Well, you know, you could justify it. Andy Sonnenstein's a right-hander on the mound.
Yeah.
Righty on righty.
But it is Alex Rodriguez coming up next.
Pretty good righty.
Well, the Yankees Retire the Rays in order. We go to the 7th, 10-2 Bombers. Fans become part of the winning team by joining the New York Yankees fan club. For just $35, you'll receive an official membership card, a New York Yankees inaugural season baseball, special ticket discounts, and other exclusive fan club items. To join, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com today.
When you buy a car, what are you really buying? A shiny coat of paint? A list of features? What about the strength of the steel, the integrity of its design, or how it responds in extreme situations? The deeper you look, the more you see the real differences, and the more you understand what it means to own a Mercedes-Benz, the C-Class, the engineering of Mercedes-Benz, starting at $33,600.
Do you trust your coworkers? Yes, you do, so just let go. Okay, what did we learn there? Is there such a thing as personal space? No, there isn't, because we are all molecules in the same organism.
American Airlines. Yeah, I need an earlier flight out of Chicago. Feel like some of you don't respect me.
But because,
Because of the hat. Just get me on the next flight out. Hey, Rachel.
Hi.
We know why you fly.
Just made it.
We're American Airlines.
Your flagship station for New York sports is The Fan. Listen to Boomer and Carton mornings from 6 to 10. Joe Beningo and Evan Roberts middays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And Mic'd Up with Mike Francesa afternoons from 1 to 6:30. Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN, and WFAN.com, New York.
Time for another look at today's Toyota text poll. Who do you think will win the American League Central? You've been texting us at 58772. Here are the results. 68% think it's going to be the Twins. 32% think it'll be the Tigers. The Tigers have done their part today. They've won. The Twins are trying to win against the Royals, setting up a tiebreaker on Tuesday. New pitcher is Dale Thayer. It's 8-1 top of the 6th for Minnesota, so it looks good for them, and it looks good for a tie. And a tiebreaker on Tuesday at 5. Jabba Chamberlain warming up. Thayer throws one by Swisher. 1-1. A couple of changes for the Rays. New catcher is Sean Riggins. He's behind the plate right now. New first baseman is Chris Richard. The old first baseman, Ibar, moved from first to third. There's Riggins. There's Richard. And Ibar is the third baseman. The 2-1. New center fielder is Fernando Perez. So B.J. Upton's year is over.
Yankees with a 10 spot in the top of the 6th. They can't even put that on the scoreboard here. They can't put a 1 up there. He's got to put a 0 up here in the scoreboard here at the Dome. There's no 1. There should be a 1 right there. But they obviously not capable.
They just don't think their pitching staff would give up 10 in 1 inning. They were wrong.
So that's not a goose egg. That's a 10 spot in 1 inning. 7 of them via Arod.
Ground ball to second. And there's 1 away. So 2 lackluster games for the Yankees, and this is the kind of springboard game that you like. And as David said earlier, it doesn't matter even if they got crushed today. It's a new season, but you do fly home feeling better about things, and Alex Rodriguez is certainly flying high, and A.J. Burnett will feel good about things, and Johnny Damon with the 2 doubles. Those are all important.
Johnny Damon might be the biggest one. Of course, Arod, you know, is swinging the bat well recently. But it is big for him to have that kind of an inning and get to 100 RBIs. A great story.
And they're covering up the Rays for the season, out there and on the field. Count 0-2. Johnny came into this game 3 for his last 29. So in his last 2 at-bats, he picked up a couple of doubles in 1 inning. Scored 2 runs. Well, he didn't get the second run scored. Pinch runner did. Count 1-2 on Cano. Cano's 0 for 3 today. 2 fly balls to center and 1 to left. And now he's 0 for 4 with a strikeout there against Thayer. Here's Melky Cabrera. He's 1 for 3. Slice foul. Going to be an interesting bottom of the 7th inning. We'll get to see Jabba Chamberlain pitch in relief. Is he bringing anything else to the party? Is he bringing more velocity? The Yankees will be watching this very closely.
Very much. I mean, it just gives you sort of a clue as to what their mindset is. In the first round, the type of format they're going to choose, the type of role the Jabba will have in the bullpen potentially. Think back to when the last time Jabba made a relief appearance. Last year, before he was made a starter on the fly in the big leagues.
Oh, they got a little small 10 in there because of you, David. There's a ground ball up the middle. Wingett over to first, and that will do it. As the Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. David Cone talks, and they listen.
Mini-me.
Oh, yeah. Time for the stretch.
So, what comes to mind when we switch the TV from cable to Fios?
TV looks like new.
Much better. Awesome.
I wrote dark magic.
Actually, it's the 100% fiber optics that makes the TV look new.
I was curious why we're listening to customers.
Oh, boy.
Seems dumb.
Unlike cable, Fios uses 100% fiber optics for the best picture quality, period. And you can get $150 back when you order today. This is Fios. This is big.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Get to your Ford dealer today and lease a Ford Edge for $299 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Nancy Newman in our Yes Studios with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's look in at Minnesota. Royals twins Jason Kubel opposite field, out of reach. His second 3-run shot of the game. Shades of Alex Rodriguez, 27th homer on the year, 7-0 Twins. But hold on, there is still time left as the Royals are chipping away at that lead. It is now 8-4 in the 6th. Meanwhile, the Tigers already a final. They've done their part, so Minnesota must win to keep pace and force the one-game playoff Tuesday. Michael David.
Exciting times, Nancy. We thank you, and now it gets even more exciting as Jabba Chamberlain will take over on the mound. His first relief appearance of the year. That's what he did as a starter. 31 games, 31 starts, 9-6, 4.78, more than a hit per inning, and 132 strikeouts in 156 in the 3rd innings pitched. And Joe Girardi will go over some of the changes. Yankees are heading into the ALDS, and Yes will be there every step of the way. Turn to Yes before and after every Yankees playoff game for in-depth, extended pre- and post-game coverage and analysis from the entire Yes Network team. So for the best Bombers postseason coverage, turn to the home of the Yankees, the Yes Network. So we'll see what Jabba brings to the party. 10-9-0, 2-7-2. So what do you expect out of Jabba, David?
it's just going to be interesting to get a look. You know, it's a good idea to get him in, even though it's only 1 inning. It's the last game of the season. But if he's going to be in the bullpen during the postseason, it's nice for him to get a little feel. Just a little feel of warming up again, just the sensation and the perspective of being in relief. He's done it before, but I wouldn't want his first relief appearance to come into the postseason. So I think it's a good idea they get a look here. What do I expect? Hey, it'd be nice to see him just air it out, real aggressive with his fastball.
Now, the Yankees are also monitoring how long it took him to warm up, because it's a completely different animal warming up as a starter and warming up as a reliever. So they were timing that. You know, we're sitting here, we're talking about Arod, but they're watching as he's warming up the bullpen. How long? Mike Harkey's telling Joe Girardi, this is how long it took before, this is how many pitches it took, because they have to know what to expect if they use him in the postseason. And the first pitch to Kapler is outside 1-0. He starts off throwing 96 miles an hour on our gun. And the 1-0. That one's 93, popped up. Miranda. And there's one away.
Well, that's what you want to see. You want to see him not holding anything back. It's 1 inning. Come in, air it out.
Well, today on Yes, we're allowing to vote along with the two of us here in the booth for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772. Today's candidates are. And we'll have that in just a moment. I want you to ruminate on that before we give you the candidates. Fernando Perez fouls it back. Now we're going to get the candidates. Now we'll take a look. 1, Alex Rodriguez. The rest, A.J. Burnett, Johnny Damon, and Derek Jeter. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Jerry Hairston's moved from short to second, and Ramiro Pena takes over at shortstop. Good slider, and the count 1-2. Job of waiting for Perez to get in the box. He's on the mound, ready to roll. Shaking off Molina, the 1-2. Swung on a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Strikes out Perez.
Got a little different look in his eyes, doesn't he? Let's get a look. Right there, challenging him. Up and away. Good slider, down and in. See you later on the black away.
Here's Reed Brignac. In his mind, he's probably thinking, you know what? I'm pitching to get on the postseason roster. And he has a 1-2-3 inning as Brignac pops up the 94-mile-an-hour fastball with a fly ball to center. So Jabba Chamberlain, and his first and only relief appearance of the year, retires the Rays in order 1, 2, 3, and he did it on just 7 pitches. We go to the 8th inning. Interesting game. A lot of things happening. Yankees are leading 10-2.
Well, that was a nightmare. You made me pay for dinner, and thanks for the flowers. Do you want to come up for a nightcap?
You get what you're suited for. Visit a Sims near you for top brand suits at low prices every day.
American workers have served their country well. They've built our cities, power plants, ships. Now, many are discovering that they gave their lives. If you or a loved one suffers with mesothelioma or lung cancer, you can fight back. Levy Phillips & Koenigsberg is a pioneer in asbestos litigation, winning some of the largest verdicts in the country. Levy Phillips & Koenigsberg. You can fight back. We can help.
Presenting the Samsung LED TV. 240 hertz clarity. 1.2 inches slim.
The NFL. That's how I see it.
The Samsung LED TV. It's football in hyperreal.
Did you hear about Richard?
Did you hear about Richard? Did you hear about Richard?
Did you hear about Richard?
PC Richard & Son, 100 years, here for you.
He's the real thing.
My name is Sean MacArthur. This is what I do.
He's a big dude. Don't get too close.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I'll make some money.
I don't win because I'm the biggest, the strongest, or the fastest. I win because I have something worth fighting for.
Fighting, now available on demand.
Order this movie now in crystal clear HD with Fios on demand.
Well, we go to the 8th inning here at Tropicana Field. The final regular season game of the year for both teams. The Yankees will move to the playoffs, and the Rays are going to go home a year after going to the World Series. Yankees up 10-2. Dale Thayer on in his second inning of relief, and he's going to face Jose Molina. Jose is 0 for 3, 2 for his last 28. 10-9-0, leading 2-7-2. Count 1-0. And A.J. Burnett could reach a milestone if the Yankee bullpen holds on. He'll pick up his 100th career victory. That one is grounded foul. Now the Yankees sit down their bullpen, and I'm wondering, David, will they send Jabba out for a second inning? Or will they get somebody up as this inning progresses?
I think a lot of times relievers will wait till there's one out to start warming up, because everybody left down there could get ready quickly. And it looks like Phil Koch's down there kind of tossing the ball in his hand. I think he's the next guy.
Driven out to center field. Perez back, and he can't make the play. Just off the edge of his glove as Molina will pick up a double. Would have been a spectacular catch, but Perez just couldn't get it in the glove.
Molina smokes it. Perez can really run, too. Shows you how well that ball was hit by Molina. Just off the end of the glove. Almost a snow cone. Need a bigger glove. Kind of amazing what one inning will do, huh, Michael?
Unbelievable.
All the talk about Jabba Chamberlain. 7 pitches. Is that going to change your mind about anything? I was impressed.
It would change my mind about using him in the bullpen and putting him on the roster.
Had a different look in his eye.
And he threw harder, too. Against the Royals, he threw 91 miles an hour, and here he was 95. Line drive, base hit to left field. Kapler gets the ball in quickly. A base hit for Hairston. Well, after the last out of this final regular season game, stay put for the WB Mason postgame. Get the later scores and highlights from around the major leagues, including the final playoff scenario. Plus, a recap of this season's most exciting moments. It's the WB Mason postgame, only on Yes. First pitch to Gardner is inside. Yankees have runners on first and third, nobody out. Count 2-0. The count 3-0.
Just because to show you how hard I worked, Michael, the Yankees have had 380 3-0 counts this year. By far leading the major leagues. How's that?
So you went over every bit of video and you marked down every time somebody went 3-0. To me, that's phenomenal.
All year long, sitting at home, West Coast games.
Wow. That one is looped into center field. Coming on is Perez. He'll make the catch. And fires in. Time to take a look at the Land Rover drives of the season. We go back to May 8th for the first one, David.
First pitch he saw in Baltimore. A flip of the bat and a bomb. The last pitch he saw. No flip of the bat, but a grand salami and 100 RBIs. Arod, the Land Rover drives of the season.
That's pretty special stuff. First pitch that he sees, he hits for a home run this year, and the final one he also hits for a home run. Very dramatic, a flair for the dramatic, and you hope that for his sake, and he was talking about that continues in the postseason, because he's going to have a lot of dramatic moments, and he said, I know I'm going to come up in big spots, and I want to do well.
Johnny Drama. You're an Entourage fan, aren't you, Michael?
Absolutely. I got it taped tonight. Tonight's the season finale, I think.
I'd like to wait till the end and watch him a marathon style all night. That, of course, unless the White Shadow's on the Yes Network tonight, then that changes everything.
Got a lot of free time, don't you, David?
Grew up on television. The Odd Couple explains a lot about me. Thought I was Oscar Madison.
It really does explain everything.
Honeymooners, bang, zoom. One of these days, Alice. To the moon.
Picture perfect shot right there. Kid wants no part of it. 3-2. And a strike. Miranda down looking.
Setting up away. Reaches over in. Gets the call. A lot of movement on that glove, but the ball got a lot of plate as well.
And here's Eric Hinsky. That one's popped up. And Perez will make the play, so the Yankees threaten, don't score. No runs a hit. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Time for Phil Cope.
Technology makes you get closer to people quicker.
Me and my friends kind of jokingly say that it's an electronic dog leash.
Technology gets blamed for a lot of bad things in society because change is always a little bit scary.
I know that the email is easy, but I still like a handwritten letter.
It's right there. It's at your fingertips. It's making people smarter.
We're all addicted to it. Oy vey.
The punks just took it in broad daylight, and it took me a while to realize what was going on. I just kept looking for it.
Luckily, Jeffrey had LoJack, the most successful theft recovery system on Earth, and the only one with a 90% recovery rate.
So, what comes to mind when we switch the TV from cable to Fios?
TV looks like new.
Much better. Awesome.
I wrote dark magic.
Actually, it's the 100% fiber optics that makes the TV look new.
I was curious why we're listening to customers.
Oh, boy.
Seems dumb.
Unlike cable, Fios uses 100% fiber optics for the best picture quality, period. And you can get $150 back when you order today. This is Fios. This is big.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and that means full-size deals on full-size trucks. Like Silverado, backed by America's best coverage. And with the lowest cost of ownership of any full-size pickup, it's America's best value, too. Now during Chevy Truck Month, get 0% APR for 60 months. Or $6,000 total cash back on select 2009 Silverado vehicles in stock. Find your nearest dealer at ChevyOffers.com.
10 runs in the 6th inning for the Yankees, and it leads us to the plays of the game brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, Arod, with a career day, gets it going early with a bomb to left field. And how about this? Let's double up and a grand salami to right. 7 RBIs. the Geico plays in the game. Arod leaving the yard twice.
Phil Koch will come on, Yankees fourth pitcher. Burnett started, Robertson, Chamberlain, now Koch. And the Yankees are leading 10-2. And Sean Riggins will lead off. Now, as we wrap up the regular season here on Yes, we invite you to stay tuned at the end of the game for a special credit video. And that's always really good to give the people behind the scenes a little love, because we could not put on these games without the guys and gals of the Yes Network that work tirelessly throughout the season. But at this time, I'd like to mention some of the members of our core group that brings you the majority of the games, both home and on the road, all year. Riggins swings and misses. First of all, we have to thank Joey Shabo. He's our senior technical manager. He gets us on the air and keeps us on the air. Joey's the best, and he's a legend in this business and fun to travel with, and just really outstanding at what he does. So thanks to Joey. The 0-2 inside, Robin Damian. Good old Robin, manager of operations. She oversees everything. She's versatile. Batting practice segment producer, associate director, puts our great crews together. She is invaluable to us getting on the air. So, Robin, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Troy Benjamin, our videotape producer, puts together all the great videos, the flashbacks. He runs the tape room. He does a great job. He's had a big, big weekend here in Tampa. So we thank Troy, who has been unbelievable all year. And that leads us to Josh Isaac, our associate producer. He's the guy who puts all the great graphics together, the statistics, what you read on the screen. That's the work of Josh Isaac, and we thank him for all his hard work. Riggins fouls it off, and you know, Riggins is having the type of a bat I could thank everybody in the world. But I saved the last two that travel with us, because they are the heart and soul of what we do on the air. 150 games we produced during the season on Yes, and we could not do it with these next two guys. One is our great director, John Moore. He is the best. He does the games, and he contributes so much to the Batting Practice Today show. A legend in this business. We love him, and he is outstanding. And then there's our senior producer, Kevin Smolin, and he's the guy who runs this for us, and he puts this all together, and he's in our ear all the time, and he keeps us on the straight and narrow. And he's just an amazing dude, great guy, and outstanding at what he does. So thank you to all of them. And that's not something we have to say. That's something we want to say. And David, you know, you haven't been in the business so long, but I know that these people make you feel comfortable.
Well, that's what they do, huh?
Yes, that's exactly their titles.
They are the best. I mean, you guys know more than me. I just know they've made my life a lot easier.
The 3-2 as Riggins swings and misses. And last but certainly not least, our supervising producer is Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John Filippelli. And what John does and Woody does, everybody we just named, they put those pieces together and let them do their jobs. And they're the ones that hired us, and we thank both of them tremendously. And the Yes Network, the heartbeat of the Yes Network is John Filippelli. So we thank the guy we call Flip, and his right hand is Woody Fryman. And so we thank everybody, and thanks for the countless hours to all the people that put this together. It's not easy doing a baseball season. So thank you to every single person we just mentioned, and those that you'll also see on the credits at the end. Ben Zobrist with a high fly ball to left. And that's put away by Guzman for the second out.
I'd like to thank Bob Lorenz for keeping the candy jars full up there in Stanford.
A lot of M&Ms. So that is going to do it for Coke. So they will now bring in Phil Hughes. They want to get everybody the work they want. They want Mariano to pitch in the 9th inning. So that's what Joe Girardi is doing, not trying to overmanage. He needs these guys to get work because they don't have another game until Wednesday. Phil Hughes coming on, so stick around.
With Capital One Bank, free checking with rewards. Me and the lads earn rewards just for everyday banking. Like writing checks.
So, how are the kids?
They were great.
Getting cash from the drive-thru earns us rewards.
Have a nice day.
So does paying our bills online. We also earn rewards for using the ATM.
No.
It's free checking with rewards at Capital One Bank. What's in your wallet? See you next week.
When people say, Mike, why Ford? Why now? You know what I do? I introduce them to a couple of fuel-friendly Fords, Edge and Escape. I don't know if you've heard, but this whole fuel efficiency thing, kind of a big deal. Ford has you covered. Because Edge gets an EPA-estimated 25 mpg, and Escape gets an impressive 28 mpg. How's that for going green?
Now, for a limited time, you can lease this 2010 Ford Edge for just $299 a month. That's just $299.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Introducing McDonald's new Mac Snack Wrap. With 100% beef, cheese, pickles, onions, lettuce, and special sauce, wrapped in a soft tortilla. The new Mac Snack Wrap from McDonald's, just $1.49. When flavor this big happens to wraps, it's bigger than words.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by HSBC, the world's local bank, and by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. At the Trop here on a Sunday in October. And Phil Hughes will try to finish his unbelievable season in relief. And he will face Willie Ibar. And there's a strike. You can't be better than Phil Hughes has been. He solved the problem the Yankees had. He settled the bullpen. Everybody had their roles, and he has been the lockdown eighth-inning guy. And here he is coming on to get the final out of the eighth inning. 10-2 Yanks. Now Mariano is slated to pitch the ninth just to get the work. 1-1. 2-1. Ibar today is 0 for 3. The 2-1. Strike. 2-2.
Not only is Phil Hughes a strike-throwing machine when he's coming out of the pen this year, but quality strikes as well. Right to the glove, right on the corner.
Joe looks tired. And the 2-2. Fouled straight back here under our booth. And the 2-2 pitch. Strike three. Ibar down looking. So Yankee relief has been great. David Robertson 1-2-3 in the 6th. Jabba in the 7th. And now Coke and Hughes 1-2-3 in the 8th.
When your printer needs some paper.
And your papers need some clips.
When your staplers aren't stapling.
And your fax is on the fritz. For office supplies today.
Here's what you have to say.
I want my WD. I want my WD. I want my WD. I want my WD. No prices, free delivery. I want my WD.
Oh, the WD Nation.
When you need it fast, get it fast.
Sarah, you're home!
On the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Now get 50% off these Samsung touchscreen phones after mail-in rebate. Only from AT&T.
It's not the new Lexus. It's not the new BMW. It's not the new Audi. What it is impossible to resist. The new 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. It's the new class of world class.
Playoff-sized premieres are happening Tuesday night on Yes. First, catch an all-new Yankees classic and relive the night that Derek Jeter tied Lou Gehrig for the all-time Yankees hits record. And after, postseason favorite Tino Martinez sits down with Michael Kay for an all-new center stage. The Pinstripe premieres start Tuesday night at 7, only on Yes.
Tuesday night on Yes, get ready for the postseason with two big Pinstripe premieres. First at 7, it's the new Yankees Classic, when Derek Jeter tied Lou Gehrig's Yankees hits record. Then at 10 o'clock, hear from another postseason hero, when Yankees great Tino Martinez sits down for a new center stage with Michael Kay. It all starts Tuesday at 7, only on Yes.
Got to tune in for Constantino. We go to the 9th. Jeff Bennett, the new pitcher, and he'll face Freddie Guzman. And Guzman jumps on the first pitch and drives it to center. Fernando Perez will put it away. 1 down. You know, I thank everybody behind the scenes, and I've got to thank the people that I'm on the air with. I am the luckiest guy in this business. Every single person I work with on the air is great at what they do. Great. David is unbelievable, and I've enjoyed this weekend with him and all year as well, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Al Leiter, Paul O'Neill, John Flaherty, Ken Singleton, and Kimberly Jones, who works the clubhouse. We all have a great time together, which is really neat to go to work and enjoy the people that you work with, and they're so good on the air. And then back in the studio, Bob Lorenz and Nancy Newman, just a joy to work with everybody at Yes. It's a rare place when you could go to work and have a good time and enjoy the people that you work with, and I think that's what happens here at Yes. So I thank all the analysts that I get a chance to work with throughout the year.
And we thank you, Michael.
Hits to Swisher is a strike.
We definitely have the easiest job. All those other people you mentioned, they get here a lot earlier than I do.
No, you know what?
Or lighter, or...
You play that role. You get here really early.
I'm not doing anything, though.
But you're here. That one is looped into left field. It's a base hit for Swisher. And he's going to go for 2. Will he make it? Yep. So Nick Swisher with a double here in the 9th.
Well, Swisher, only regular left in the lineup. Good play coverage, too. Off the end of the bat, just strong enough, though, to throw it out there. He'll take the double right to the dugout right now.
And Shelley Duncan will pinch run for Nick Swisher. And that's going to bring up Ramiro Pena. And up and in.
Well, setting up away, it just kind of overthrows it.
Hot shot up the middle. Nice play there by Brignac over to first. And they get Pena as Duncan moves to third.
Well, Brignac's got a good glove and good range, and this is a heck of a play. Quick reaction, right to his feet, and a nice throw. Good athletic shortstop. Finds himself behind Jason Bartlett, who's had a career year, but this kid can play a little bit. Been a top prospect for a while in the Rays organization. Knocking on the door.
And that's going to bring up Francisco Cervelli. Francisco has a chance to stick on the postseason roster if the Yankees choose to carry 3 catchers. Shelley Duncan at third with 2 outs. Yankees lead 10-2. And a strike on the outside corner. Mariano getting ready. We'll see him in the bottom of the 9th.
I checked the Boston game, Michael. Jason Bay's got 1 RBI, so I think it's safe to say that Mark Teixeira will lead the league in RBIs in the American League. Tied for home runs with 39 with Carlos Pena.
That one is looped into right center. Perez is there, and that'll do it here in the ninth. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Mariano Rivera will try to get the final 3 outs.
Just sign right here, Mr. Manning, and you've got yourself a new Toyota.
Right.
Have a great season.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, take care.
Hi, Mark Sanchez.
Nice to meet you. You know, that was Eli Manning.
It's a great time to sign, because right now you can lease a Corolla for just $159 a month, or a RAV4 for just $199 a month. Toyota, official vehicle of the New York Giants.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this was a nightmare. You made me pay for dinner. You told me my political views were cute. And, thanks for the flowers. By the way, it's Lily, not Lucy. Do you want to come up for a nightcap?
You get what you're suited for. Get suited at Sims for 40 to 60% off today's retail prices, with top brand suits starting at $99.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Get to your Ford dealer today and lease a Ford Edge for $299 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Well, as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, it's time to announce the Chevy Player of the Game as voted on by you, the fans, and the two of us here in the booth.
Well, Arod with a record-breaking 6th inning. Gets it started with a 3-run bomb. No doubt. Let's go ahead and hit the grand salami in the same inning. 7 RBIs in the 6th inning for Arod. A new Major League Baseball record, the Chevy Player of the Game.
Quite an inning for Alex Rodriguez and kind of turned this weekend around. As the Yankees are leading 10-2, those 10 runs in the 6th inning have held up. The Yankee bullpen has been great. A.J. Burnett gave up 2 runs through 5, and the bullpen's been perfect over the next 3. Now, Mariano Rivera will try to finish it up. You see the season that Rivera's had. He's going to face Pat Burrell. Sometimes it's hard for relievers to come in non-save situations. They don't have that same adrenaline pumping. Mariano just wants to get these 3 outs and get out of Dodge. There's a strike.
That time of year, Michael, you know, at the end of the year, you start looking at the stats, who's going to lead the league in hitting, home runs, all that. We talked about Teixeira today. Yankees as a team, remarkable year, record-setting home runs. A-Rod with a record-setting 6th inning. That Yankee lineup presents so many problems as you go into the postseason. How are you going to pitch these guys?
Strike 3, Burrell down looking. Burrell finished his season with an 0 for 4.
Right to the glove, starts out inside. Whoop. Darts to the inside corner. Look at it shave the black. That's remarkable. You see the incredible movement. What a great shot.
You know, in that Sports Illustrated story, he said, and you see what the Twins are doing right now, bottom of the 7th, 9-4. Royals trying to chip away. Shattered bat. Grabbed there by Hairston. And Chris Richard is retired. After the last out of this final regular season game, stay put for the WB Mason postgame. Get the latest scores and highlights from around the major leagues, including the final playoff scenario, plus a recap of the season's most exciting moments. It's the WB Mason postgame only on Yes, but in the SI story, it said he never learned how to throw a cutter. It just started cutting by accident. He was playing catch with Ramiro Mendoza in the outfield. This was in 97. 96, he didn't have a cutter, and he said that it is just a gift from God. He said he has no idea how he started to throw it, why it started to move. And then once they tried to stop trying to stop it, then they tried to control it, and they did.
Well, that's the thing progressively over the years that he's gotten so good at it, controlling that pitch to both sides of the plate. And even though he doesn't throw 95 miles an hour anymore, his precision control more than makes up for any lack of velocity that he's had over the years.
And there's that precision control on the outside corner, 0-2. So the Yankees are one strike away from ending what would be just a great regular season. Best record in baseball. Home field advantage throughout the playoffs. American League East champions. And back in the postseason after missing last year. They have the team home run record. Alex Rodriguez with a big year. Mark Teixeira, Derek Jeter, the 0-2. Check swing. And the count 1-2. 19 wins for CC Sabathia. AJ Burnett will pick up his 100th victory today. It really has been a close to perfect regular season for the Yankees. And now they need 11 more wins to make it a perfect year and pick up their 27th championship. But that starts on Wednesday, the 1-2. This should do it. Hinsky across the diamond, and the Yankees win 10-2. And on the season, they win 103 games, and they lose 59. And David, you can't ask for a better season than one the Yankees just gave their fans.
No, just an offensive juggernaut. They're going to finish with 915 runs scored offensively this year. Remarkable. All the drama at home. They have a definitive home field advantage, as you said, Michael, and they're going to have that all the way through the postseason should they survive to the end.
And to make this a special, special day, Alex Rodriguez with a record-breaking 6th inning. He came into the game needing 7 for 100 RBIs, and he got all 7 on 2 swings in 1 inning, breaking a major league record, a 3-run home run and a grand slam, giving him 7. The previous record was 6 RBIs in 1 inning. So the Yankees win the game. Alex Rodriguez gets what he was looking for. Mark Teixeira shares the home run title in the American League, and the Yankees get 103 victories on the season. And as we mentioned, they're going to the postseason. The only thing they're waiting on is to find out who they, in fact, are going to play. Just a big, big day for the Yankees, and obviously a big season as well. A bounce back from last year's disappointing 89 victory campaign. So they put together 103 victories and just 59 losses. And as we mentioned, they are going to the playoffs. In all likelihood, it'll start Wednesday at Yankee Stadium. It'll be the first postseason game in the new ballpark that opened this year. And the man that was on the mound, Mariano Rivera, he's been there for all the championships, at least the last 4, the ones of late, and he's with our very own Kimberly Jones. Kim?
Michael, some things never change. He wants to know when we're on. We're on, Mariano. Your regular season is over. How good do you feel about this team?
I feel great about this team. I mean, tremendous. You know, I'm proud of my teammates, and you know, I can't ask for nothing than this.
Joe wanted to see a lot of relievers today, and he did. I want to ask you about one in particular. What did you see from Java out of the pen?
Well, I saw aggressiveness. I saw determination, and that's what you have to have. You know, I mean, when you come from the bullpen, that's the stuff that you have to have, and he did it today.
Do you think he could do it in the ALDS if that is the role he is asked to play?
I think so. I think so. I mean, I think he has the demeanor and the motivation, and why not?
From your perch, what did you think of Alex's inning? He had the statistics for a week in 1 inning today. 7 RBIs, 2 home runs.
Amazing. We talked about it this morning, and they said, well, you have to get 1 at bat at a time and just hit 1 at least. Well, he came in, hit 2 in 1 inning with 7 RBIs.
So you did talk about his reaching 30 home runs, 100 RBIs?
We were talking a little bit about it, yes, definitely. But I didn't know it was going to happen like this.
Yeah, how do you talk about it, then do it like that?
This thing happens, you know. I mean, God is there, and that's the reason why things happen.
You watching the scoreboard at all? Tigers won. Twins seem to be in control today. You may not know your opponent until Tuesday. What's your reaction to that?
That's okay. They have to take care of that. You know, we there already, so we have to be ready for whoever it is.
We'll see you then.
Definitely.
Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Kimberly, and thank you to Mariano. So the Yankees win this one 10-2, and they finish just a splendid 2009 regular season. There's more to come on Yes, and there's more to come for the Yankees as they'll begin their postseason on Wednesday. Stick around. We put a bow on a season next.
Bob, 33 stores and growing. What makes you so unique?
It's all about extreme value with no phony gimmicks and no phony sales. Transparency.
How do you grow in such difficult times? And I'm intrigued by your use of the word transparency.
Transparency is the mother of integrity. No gray areas. All my furniture, my prices, and my policies are out in the open.
You lay it out for all to see.
Including my competition.
So it's catch me if you can.
They can't.
What Bill Thompson offers is just talk, 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 and no action.
It's the same old kind of dirty politics.
Thompson was not able to handle the Board of Education.
Bill Thompson has a proven track record of failure when it comes to education.
With tough, independent leadership, Mike Bloomberg is reforming a broken school system, taking on the MTA, and is fighting to create jobs. So while Bill Thompson offers the same old political attacks, Mike Bloomberg offers progress.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Yes, you can do something about your IRS tax problem. And yes, you can get the help you deserve to fight the IRS.
Ronnie saved me $150,000.
For over 16 years, my law firm has provided real IRS solutions for thousands of people just like you.
Ronnie saved us over $500,000.
Saved me $250,000.
Saved me $34,000.
As the nation's largest tax resolution law firm, we've seen it all. And yes, you can get the help you deserve.
I only paid 3% of what was estimated, and she actually saved me $57,000.
And yes, you can call me right now. The call is free and confidential.
If you owe the IRS, call now for your free and confidential tax analysis, plus Ronnie's free tax guide. Call 800-624-7039. That's 800-624-7039.
Derek Jeter is the all-time hit king, and that has inspired the perfect collectible. Just released is the Derek Jeter All-Time Hit King Photo and Game Used Ball Photo Set. This All-Time Hit King photo has the photo of the historic hit, a historical plaque that tells of the historic hit, and a piece of the authenticated game-used baseball from a Yankees game. The photo is double-matted and professionally framed and individually numbered. This historic Yankee Hit King photo can be purchased for only $89.95 plus shipping. There are only 2,009 available, so order now.
Yankees win the final game of the regular season, 103rd victory of the year, 10-2, 10-12-0, beating 2-7-2. A.J. Burnett gets the win, his 100th of his career. Wade Davis, the lost time of the game, 2:57. Alex Rodriguez, 7 ribbies in the 6th inning, a new American League record. Coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason postgame show with Nancy Newman and Kimberly Jones, featuring complete game analysis and interviews. Remember to join us again for extensive pre- and postgame coverage of all New York Yankees postseason games right here on YES. For more on the YES Network, log on to YesNetwork.com. Once again, the final, Yankees 10, Rays 2. We'll be back with some final thoughts, but now let's take a look back at some of the special moments of the 09 season as we salute the talented men and women of the YES Network that helped bring them to you.
Welcome to the new Yankee Stadium.
The first home run here at Yankee Stadium.
It's a new day.
Nick Swisher on the run, and he makes the play.
It's a new day.
The Yankees go back to back.
It's a new day.
Swing and a miss, got him.
It's been a long time waiting for this moment.
It's a grand slam home run. On the first pitch he saw, Alex Rodriguez hits a 3-run home run.
And I won't let it go.
Nice play by A-Rod.
The dreams that I've been dreaming finally came true.
Gardner back, and he makes the play. Off to the races is Gardner. He's rounding third, and inside the park home run. He struck him out. 97 upstairs. Jabba does, makes the play, fires to second, hits a double play. And now Girardi gets thrown out of the game. Francisco Cervelli ties the game with his first big league home run. What a play by Ramiro Pena. birthday, Matsui. See ya.
A thriller by Godzilla.
New York's finest indeed.
Feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
And here comes the base runner. Molina fires to Cope. They got him. Jerry Hairston Jr. with an outstanding play.
Tonight's the night. Hey, let's live it up. Let's live it up.
Hit hard and Sabathia gloves it. And he swings and misses strike 3.
He got him. A big-time performance by C.C. Sabathia.
Move it, just take it up. Let's paint the town. Paint the town. We'll shut it down. Shut it down. Let's burn the roof. And then we'll do it again.
Oh, what a grab by Teixeira.
No doubt about it. A home run for Mark Teixeira.
That's a dangerous play. Oh, what a play by Gauguin.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. Here we come, here we go. We gotta rock, 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 rock. Easy come, easy go. Now we on top.
He's pedaling away, and he is in there with a triple and the cycle.
Back to back to back. To belly to belly to belly.
See ya! A grand slam for Robinson Cano.
Cano field jump throws to first in time.
Impressive. 1, 2, 3 inning for Phil Hughes.
Swinging a miss, strike 3.
Tonight's gonna be a good, good night.
Oh, what a play by Johnny Damon. See ya! The 200th home run of Johnny Damon's career.
There's your double play, but Davis does the job.
Good, good night.
For 72 years, Lou Gehrig has been the Yankees' all-time hits leader. Now, it's Derek Jeter. Jeter making a beautiful play.
You ready? Get ready for the showdown.
Line drive, Andy Pettit jumps to second.
Beautiful play by Andy.
Yo, it's about to go, go down.
For the second, got him. See ya! A pinch hit home run for Jorge Posada.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Mariano Rivera, 5 punches, career save.
Go ahead and hate us, it only makes us greater. It's going down now, not a tad bit later.
And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You ready? You ready?
Ball game over. Walk-off home run by Melky Cabrera. That's going to win the game. 2-run single. The Yankees have come all the way back. A walk-off 2-run home run for Alex Rodriguez. Walk-off home run for Johnny Damon. The comeback kids striking the Bronx. He dropped the ball. Here comes Teixeira. And the Yankees win. Oh, my goodness.
We the showstoppers, show rockers, show y'all how we rock shit, gotcha.
Solo home run by Hideki Matsui. They've done it again. A long night's journey into day is over. Another walk-off win in the Bronx. Walk-off home run for Robinson Cano. A walk-off home run for Nick Swisher. There it is. Francisco Cervelli gets it done. Another pie is on order.
Get ready for the showdown. Get ready for the showdown. Yo, it's about to go down. Yo, it's about to go